Greetings from Maverik Center, way out west in West Valley City, Utah. Home of the Utah Grizzlies as they take on the 15-5 Atlanta Gladiators here tonight in the second game of a 3-game set in Utah. Got a great one on tap, everybody. Chiarenza here from the great state of Utah. If it's anything like what we saw on Wednesday night, the Gladiators are giving us a treat. 6-3 the final score on Wednesday, and business is booming for the Atlanta Gladiators. They are now 15-5, hit the 30-point plateau with that win on Wednesday, and they show no signs of slowing down. They are second place in the South Division, taking on the Utah Grizzlies, who with their loss on Wednesday fell to 9-11-2, have 20 points on the season, still trying to find their way in a muddled group in the Mountain Division. Utah is 6th in their division. Losers of their last game, Gladiators have won their last 2. It is the 10th all-time meeting between these two clubs, and tonight here at Maverik Center is the 6th meeting in this building all-time, a building where the Gladiators have had the Grizzlies number, although they don't play here very often. Atlanta 4-0-1 at Maverik Center all-time. And one of those wins came on Wednesday night, and boy was it a good one, and Isaac Walter really stole this show. Gladiators have scored 6 or more goals 3 times this season, and 3 of those instances have came in their last 7 games. So Atlanta, while they know that they're the best defensive team in the ECHL, only allowing 2 goals against on average per game, they really found their scoring stride as of late, and rookie Isaac Walter out of the University of Vermont is leading the way in that department. Walter with 2 goals and 1 assist on Wednesday picked up his 3rd 3-point game of the season in the win. 6 goals and 5 assists in his last 8. Can anybody stop Isaac Walter? Seems like they can't. Once the train starts rolling, the Swede is hard to stop. Walter opened the scoring on Wednesday, 59 seconds into the game, and that was a sign of things to come because the Gladiators were buzzing after that. As Walter scored the opening goal, Carson Denemy had the second, little under 4 minutes into the first period to make it 2-0 Atlanta, and that's where we stood after 1 period of play. You get to the second period, the Grizzlies bite back about 4.5 minutes into the second frame. Christian Felton gets on the board on a 4-on-2 goal for the Grizzlies. Makes things interesting, but as the Gladiators have done from time to time this season, they scored 2 goals just like that, back-to-back, 15 seconds apart. Louis Boudon first, Ryan Nolan second, and the Gladiators have a 4-1 lead before you can blink. Boudon, 1 goal and 1 assist on Wednesday. Ryan Nolan, the same stat line. Nolan, 1 goal and 4 assists in his last 4. And he seems to be unstoppable right now as well. Same thing for Kalen Lind, pick up an assist in that Wednesday game. 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 4 games for a nice point streak. The longest such of his professional career. Grizzlies did bite back in the 3rd period. Gladiators made it a the Grizzlies made it a 4-2 game off of a shorthanded goal from Evan Friesen. And that's the only instance this season in which the Gladiators have allowed a shorthanded goal. Atlanta then saw its lead cut 4-2 after potentially seeing a chance to go up 5-1 with a power play goal. Doesn't end up happening. Grizzlies get the shorthanded goal, 4-2 heading into the 3rd period, and the Gladiators close it out from there. Walter gets another. Ryan Francis puts in the empty netter. Francis finishes with 1 goal and 1 assist. He is now 1 point away from 100 pro points in his career. Ethan Hyder stops 28 of 31. Power play goes 0 for 3. Penalty kill goes 5 for 6 in the win on Wednesday. So while the Gladiators didn't necessarily win the special teams battle, they got it done 5-on-5, and we've seen that a lot this season from this Gladiators team, to where some nights they win because of their special teams, other nights they win because they're able to score 5-on-5, and that's what makes this team so dangerous. The one thing that's cleared out on the stat sheet for that game on Wednesday, the Grizzlies outshot the Gladiators 31-15 in that game. The Grizzlies are averaging quite a good amount of shots on goal over their last 7 games, 35.8 on average over that span. So watch out for Utah to maybe rack up some shots here today. The Gladiators have allowed 30 or more shots in their last 8 games. As I mentioned, Christian Felton got the opening goal for Utah. Evan Friesen, the second one. The last one came from Luke Salem late in the 3rd period. Gladiators spent probably the final 8 minutes of the 3rd period on the penalty kill, and the last one finally broke through. So Salem got the goal on the power play, but tonight we're really going to watch out for Danny Geniev, who had 2 assists in that Wednesday game. Geniev is the top rookie in the league right now, leads all rookies in the ECHL with 20 points this season. He has 7 assists in his last 4 for a nice point streak going. Griffin Ness also on a point streak as well with 2 assists on Wednesday. He had 2 goals and 4 assists in his last 3. Watch out for that dynamic duo for Utah. Still out of the lineup is Jack Ricketts, the other rookie phenom for Utah. But Danny Geniev has been lethal this season, and the Gladiators will look to shut him down here tonight as Geniev is on a line with Griffin Ness and Stepan Timofeyev for Utah here today. It was a rough night for Kyle Kaiser on Wednesday, stopping 9 of 14. Not an ideal stat line, but the Grizzlies kept him in there all the way through. We'll see Kaiser again tonight, but only as the backup. Tonight we will see number 32, Dylan Wells, who we saw in the opening weekend slate at Gas South Arena. The Grizzlies go 1 for 6 on the power play. They go 3 for 3 on the penalty kill, and that's the lowdown of Wednesday's game. 2 teams that don't normally see each other a lot, ever, are meeting for just the 10th time here 10th time all-time here today, and the 4th time this season. We'll have 1 more game tomorrow. This is the middle game of a 3-game set, and something tells me there's a storm brewing, and we've yet to see the Gladiators' best game this season. They've been buzzing as of late. Look to back it up here again today on a Friday night at Maverik Center here in West Valley City, Utah. Coming up next on the other side of the break here on the Gladiators pregame show, we'll take a look at the starting lineup and the keys to the game, presented by Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda, as the Gladiators look to make it 3 in a row with another win here in Utah. This is the Gladiators pregame show here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. We are back in just a moment from Utah.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Getting set for the middle game of the 3-game set between the Gladiators and the Grizzlies here from West Valley City, Utah. For those of you who are still awake on the East Coast, I applaud you. We're approaching 9 o'clock Eastern time back home in Atlanta. Almost 7 o'clock here, local time in the Mountain Time Zone. And I encourage you, put some coffee on the pot if you're feeling a bit sleepy, because something tells me you're going to want to stay up for this game here tonight. I have a feeling this is going to be an instant classic between these two teams. Two of the most historic franchises in the ECHL, league in its 38th season. Grizzlies have been around for over 30 years, from their IHL days to their ECHL days. The Gladiators first started as the Mobile Mystics back in 1995. They've been in Atlanta since 2003, and out of all that history between these two teams, this is only the 10th meeting all time, and something tells me we're in for a treat here today. Let's get to the keys of the game, presented by Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda, with head coach Matt Ginn. Key number 1, limit their speed. There were some times last night where the Grizzlies were able to move up ice in a swift manner, and the number that I look at as the main culprit of that, number 26, Danny Geniev for Utah. That is a very speedy guy. Geniev, not the biggest guy in the world. In fact, Geniev only stands at 5'6", 155, but much like our very own Peter Morgan, once he gets going, he's very tough to stop and very tough to catch up to. So for the Gladiators here today, they'll look to stop the rookie phenom and the Utah Speedsters and slow down their speed and limit what Utah is able to do moving up ice. And in tandem with that, we get to the second key of the game, which is to play north. So while the Gladiators look to limit the speed of the Grizzlies, look to spend a lot of time in the Utah zone. And the Gladiators, when they do this all season long, they are at their best. At times, they're able to suffocate their opponents, winning those battles along the boards. Getting shots on net sounds cliche, but it works for Mackin's crew. And of course, that third one, manage the puck. Seems a bit repetitive these days, but if it works, it works. The Gladiators, sometimes it's just the simple things that you got to do. You're able to hang on to the puck, take care of it, make smart decisions. Chances are you're going to come out with 2 points in your back pocket and a victory to boot. So those are the keys to the game presented by Beaver Toyota and Mazda with our very own head coach, Matt Ginn. And with that, let's get to the starting lineups here today between the Gladiators and the Grizzlies as we're getting set for some fun here at Maverik Center, home of the Grizzlies. It has been their only home. It was an Olympic venue back in the 2002 Winter Olympics, and it's set to host the Olympic Games for the second time back in coming up in 2034 when the games return to the Salt Lake Valley. Starting lineup for the Grizzlies. Returning to the lineup is number 59, Tyler Gratton. Have been dealing with an injury as of late, but tonight he is good to go. So the Grizzlies get their captain back. Gratton, in 16 games this season, has 4 goals and 9 assists for 13 points on the campaign. Last season spent time with the Reading Royals and led the club in goals with 20 last season. Finished with 32 points in 71 games with Reading. His assistant coach that year with the Royals was Ryan Anderson, who is his assistant coach here tonight with the Utah Grizzlies. And getting the start down the middle for Utah, wearing number 16, is Luke Manning. And Manning has been a lethal threat for the Grizzlies over the years. Second year with the club. Manning, not too much in the goal department this season, but has been racking points with assists. 1 goal and 9 assists for 10 points in 22 games this season for Manning. The second-year pro out of the University of St. Thomas. Look to get some scoring back for the Grizzlies here today. And getting the start at the right wing position is number 23, Reed Lebster for the Grizzlies. Lebster on the season leads the team in goals with 10 goals and 5 assists for 15 points in 22 games for Lebster. Is a national champion in 2021 with UMass. Last season with the Grizzlies, Lebster had 19 goals and 27 assists for 46 points in 67 games. Lebster has been lethal over the years, and he will look to be one of those threats that the Gladiators will shut down here today as they look to pick up their 3rd straight victory. Getting the start on the blue line for Utah, number 21, Noah Gansky. Getting the start for the Grizzlies. Gansky back in the lineup as well for the Grizzlies, playing for the first time in about a month. Gansky, 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points in 13 games this season. Spent last year with the Fort Wayne Comets. This is his first year in Utah, and his 3rd in the ECHL. Getting the start alongside him on the blue line is newly acquired number 4, Robbie Stucker. So Stucker, starting his 2nd stint with the Utah Grizzlies, was acquired on Wednesday in a trade with the Reading Royals in exchange for Ty Voigt. So the Grizzlies trade a forward for a defenseman, and Stucker comes into the lineup, playing 17 games with the Royals this season with 1 goal and 4 assists for 5 points on the campaign. Stucker, former 7th-round draft pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets, 210th overall back in 2017, is actually a former teammate of Isaac Walter back at Vermont from 2021 to 2023. Stucker playing in his first game with the Grizzlies since April 6th of 2024. Those are the starting 5 skaters for the Grizzlies, and getting the start in net for Utah is number 32, Dylan Wells. You saw Wells back in the opening weekend series at Gas South Arena. Of course, the Gladiators picked up the victory and round to their 6-0 start. Wells this season in 12 starts has a record of 5-5-2, 3.59 goals against average, an .890 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. As Wells is in his first season with the Grizzlies and his 7th season in the ECHL. Grizzlies are led by head coach John Buchanan. Assistant coach is Ryan Anderson, along with assistant coach Jack Skilly. Now the starting lineup for your Atlanta Gladiators. Getting the start at left wing, 1 point away from 100 in his professional career with a goal and an assist on Wednesday night. Talking about none other than number 86, Ryan Francis, standing at 5'9", 176, the native of Halifax, Nova Scotia, had one of his best games of the year last night. Picked up the empty net goal, but it was what he did on the goal that led to Ryan Nolan's score. Surging down the right wing, beating out the Grizzlies defense. getting to the goal line, setting up that play. Francis now up to 3 goals, 3 goals, 6 assists for 9 points in 20 games this season. His starting center here tonight, number 13, Alex Young, the man he was traded alongside with to the Gladiators at the trade deadline last season from Adirondack. Alex Young, standing at 6 foot even, 179, native of Calgary, Alberta, has had a great start to the season for the Gladiators this year. 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points in 20 games for Alex Young. He is off to a stellar campaign, and he's been a Grizzly hunter so far this season. 1 goal and 4 assists for 5 points in 3 games against Utah this season for Alex Young. Look to keep that train rolling here tonight at Maverik Center, and getting the start at right wing in the middle of a 4-game point streak. 1 goal and 4 assists in that span. Number 24, Ryan Nolan, standing at 6'1", 198. Nolan has been an excellent acquisition for the Gladiators this season. In 20 games this year, he has 6 goals and 7 assists for 13 points on the campaign. Nolan spent some time last year with the Adirondack Thunder. Matt Ginn liked what he saw, signed Nolan to an SPC in the offseason, and you know the rest. Getting the start on the blue line for the Gladiators, number 39, Chad Nychuk, standing at 6'1", 194 pounds. Nychuk, native of Rossburn, Manitoba, currently under contract with our proud AHL affiliate, the Milwaukee Admirals, has been moving the puck exceptionally well for the Gladiators this season. 3 goals, 14 assists, 17 points in 19 games for Nychuk. He'll be paired up with number 21, Jack Mateer, who is currently under contract with our proud NHL affiliate, the Nashville Predators. Mateer, a big guy, standing at 6'6", 205 pounds. Native of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, was reassigned back to the Gladiators on Wednesday, played in that game in the victory. Now up to 1 goal and 9 games this season with the Gladiators. And getting the start between the pipes, none other than the rookie phenom himself, the brick wall, number 35, TJ Septemfelter, standing at 6'1", 190. Septemfelter under contract with the Milwaukee Admirals, off to a sensational start. Native of Marlton, New Jersey. In 10 starts this season, has a record of 7-3, 1.59 goals against average, a .940 save percentage, and 1 shutout. Septemfelter is top 29 of 31 against Jacksonville on Sunday in a 3-2 victory. He has not finished a game below a .900 save percentage this season, and he is top 3 in save percentage and goals against average in the league entering the night. TJ Septemfelter will lead the Gladiators from the pipes here tonight. Atlanta is led by head coach and director of hockey operations Matt Ginn. Assistant coach is Zach Vanel. Equipment manager is Ben Ellis. Athletic trainer is Nick Nelson. As the only notable changes in the lineup for the Gladiators here today, Anthony Furiolo is out. Brendan Less is back. He'll be paired up with number 8, Ryan Conroy, who played in his 100th professional game on Wednesday night. Congratulations to Ryan Conroy. He'll be paired up with Brendan Less. In other news, Zach Yoder out of the lineup. Jack Robelati is in. He'll be paired up with number 6, Andrew Jarvis, on the Gladiators' third defense pairing. That'll do it for the pregame show here from Maverik Center. Coming up next, the national anthem here from Utah. This has been the Gladiators pregame show on the Gladiators Broadcast Network.
Now please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by the American Preparatory Academy.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly
we're all set and ready to go from Maverik Center, home of the Utah Grizzlies. Second game of the 3-game set between these two teams. Tomorrow night's matchup will be the final matchup all time between these two teams. So enjoy them while you got them. Utah relocating to Trenton, New Jersey at the end of the year. It is their final hunt, and the Gladiators looking to hunt them down and win their 4th straight this season against the Grizzlies. Last 3 have belonged to Atlanta, and tonight, your starting netminders for Utah. It is number 32, Dylan Wells, getting the start. Wells this season, in 12 games playing, has a record of 5-5-2, 3.59 goals against average, 890 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the campaign. Across from him, one of the best goaltenders in the ECHL this season, TJ Septenfelter. For a 7-3 record, 1.59 goals against average, 940 save percentage, 1 shutout on the year. Septenfelter statistically has been one of the league's best. Top 3 in goals against average and save percentage entering the night. He has been special to watch. It seems like we're in for a treat here tonight at Maverik Center. No jet lag, no elevation issues for the Gladiators on Wednesday. They took care of business 6-3. Looking to back that up with another big day today here in West Valley City. Puck is dropped and we are underway. Grizzlies wearing their white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim will stump it down near Septenfelter. Gladiators wearing their black jerseys with blue trim and white numbers. Skating from left to right to begin play. Retrieve it from their own end wall. Grizzlies try and peel it out of there, and they do. Shot from the line into traffic goes wide. That shot was taken by Robbie Stucker, playing his first game back with the Grizzlies since April of 2024. Stucker was acquired in a trade with Reading for Ty Voigt on Wednesday. Puck twiddles down behind Septenfelter. Jack Mateer there to pick it up. Second game back since being reassigned from Milwaukee to Atlanta on Wednesday. Mateer got in 1 game with the Admirals in his absence from Atlanta. Locates Walter on the right wing. Walter had another big day on Wednesday. 2 goals and 1 assist. Shuffles the puck to the far corner. Gladiators pick it back up at the point. Turn it over between the circles. Stretch pass on the money for Friesen. Les bounces him to the outside. From the right wing, he'll survey. Dish it to the goal line. Creeping up the far wall is Barbashev. Brother of Ivan Barbashev of the Vegas Golden Knights. Whacks it down to the goal line. Boudon picks it up there for Atlanta. And the Gladiators possess 1:20 into the first. Les puts it wide of Wells on a dump in. Heads off for a line change. Good to see Brendan Les back in the lineup after missing Wednesday's game. First game that he missed all season long. As on comes the line for Denemy, Lind, and Cipolone. Getting to work on the forecheck, forcing the Grizzlies to rainbow it to the Atlanta blue line. Puck simmered down, shot by Salem, blocked by Robilotti. It was between the circles. Jarvis has got it, and he'll just push it out to center. Jack Robilotti re-entering the lineup as well, in place for Zach Yoder. And if you missed it during the pregame show, only changes for the Gladiators personnel-wise are on the back end. Robilotti in, who has the puck now. Yoder out. Les in. Furiolo out. As in comes Kalen Lind on the right wing. There's a backhand shot that goes well high and wide. Morgan fresh off the bench. Tries to push it down deeper back to Lind. Ends up hitting a stanchion oddly and carrying to the Grizzlies. Here is Danny Geniev getting hooked in the neutral zone. Officials let him go. Morgan on the right wing. Skates into it. Behind the net. Picks it up. Looks to center. Leaps away from Mickey Burns. And now Utah takes flight. Ness brushes it to the right wing. Geniev centers for a shot. That's turned away by Septenfelter. The rebound loose below the goal line. Gladiators sweep it to the right circle. At the line, Burns jabs at it. Grizzlies keep it in the zone, and now a second effort is able to clear it out to center for Atlanta. Nychuk on the left wing, surveys, skating up ice, finds Mickey Burns on the far wall. Centers for Scardina. Shot is stopped point blank by Dylan Wells. Bang, bang play to the rookie, and he is stopped on the one-on-one by Wells. Gladiators' first shot of the night is a doozy. Puck goes to the far corner of the Atlanta zone. Ryan Francis pinned up there by Reed Lebster. Luke Manning takes the exchange, goes behind the net on his backhand. Centers for a quick one-timer by Grattan. That goes wide. Moving up ice, Ryan Nolan tries to beat out Sage Weinstein to the puck, but Weinstein gets there. It's an icing on Atlanta. 16:28 left in the first. Thank you for joining us here tonight on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, on Flow Hockey, YouTube, wherever, however you're watching. We appreciate you tuning into Gladiators Hockey here today, especially with the late start time on the East Coast, 9:17 back in Atlanta. This is why Gladiators fans, man, nobody does it better than you. Nobody supports their team better as well. Puck behind the net. In the near corner, Les dishes it to Conroy. That D pairing reunited as Les comes back into the lineup. Conroy right down the middle, gains center circle, and now Grizzlies blue. Conroy shoots off a stick and wide of Wells. Ends up going out of play. 3:50 into period one. So keep an eye on the shot count here tonight. On Wednesday night, Utah outshot Atlanta 31-15. And yes, those 15 shots on goal for the Gladiators is a season low. Gonna look to do a little bit better putting shots on goal here tonight. Gladiators this season average 28.65 shots on goal. That's 22nd in the ECHL. Robillati off the faceoff victory finds Jarvis. Now Francis from the line floats one wide. Nolan tries to stuff it in from a sharp angle. That wouldn't go. And the Grizzlies able to maneuver it out to center, where Jarvis whacks it back in. Hansen Bugada takes it in on the near side, tries to go cross ice. Pass is picked off by Nolan, shuffles it into Grizzlies territory. And just like watching a tennis match, possession back and forth. Friesen takes it in on the left wing, quickly closed in on by Mateer. Great defensive play by Mateer. Twist down the Grizzlies forward to the ice in the near corner. And Atlanta has the puck. Off the wall, they try to get it to Nychuk. Couldn't quite tap it. Moving on in, and so it's an icing on Atlanta. 15:26 left in the first. Great to see Jack Mateer back in a Gladiators uniform. He had an excellent defensive play as Friesen was streaking up ice. Gave him a little extra something. A little bit of ice. Sent him down. Pushed him to the ground and set up a good chance up ice for Atlanta. Face off to the right of Septemfelter. Louis Boudon will take this face off against Luke Manning. And off that draw, it's a bit of a tie-up. Ends up leaking below the goal line. Mateer's got it at the end wall, pinned up by Manning. Looking for some help. Boudon steps in. The Frenchman gets a piece of it. Puck leaks between the circles. Grizzlies have it at the line, and Stucker can't keep it alive. Bit of a miscue there for Robbie Stucker. Forced the slide at the length of the ice. Icing on Utah, so that's two miscues for Stucker. Although he's got an excuse. It's his first game in a Grizzlies jersey since being acquired in a trade on Wednesday. Looks like the Grinch is in the house. I wonder who's been naughty. Whose presents is he going to steal? Hopefully the Grizzlies, although he is wearing a Grizzlies jersey. Grizzlies wear those professional green jerseys. The Grinch? I don't know what kind of green you call that. I guess it's just Grinch green. Off the face-off, a shot is blocked. Boudon sent to the far half wall. Robbie Stucker making the defensive stand there. Everybody digging for that puck. Nobody able to grab it just yet. Now they kick it to the line. Across Mateer. Right point shot is blocked by Jalot. Grizzlies lift it out to center and into their own bench. Another stoppage. 5:23 gone by here in the first. Faceoff will be to the right of Dylan Wells. Griffin Ness will take this faceoff for Utah up against Louis Boudon. Last time we saw Dylan Wells was on opening night. Went up against Ethan Hyder. Gladiators won 3-2 in overtime. As Boudon from the far corner has Sylvester behind the net. On his forehand, tries to stuff it in. Ends up hitting the skate of Weinstein. So now the captain plays it to the line to Les. He rotates it down low. Over in the far corner, Ness gets a stick on it. Able to find a man up ice, and Timofeyev. He clears out to center. Ness and the Gladiators try and come right back in, and Sylvester just pops Ness at center circle. Big hit from the captain, and it's been unconventional for him. You don't necessarily see that a lot of Cody Sylvester, but He's physical there. Denemy now hits Lind on the move. From the left wing, looks to center. Cipollone in front. Couldn't tap it in at the last second. Ran out of real estate. Down the far half wall. Just a jab at the Lind below the goal line. Out of that pile up. Christian Felton finds Geniev on the left wing. Gains Gladiator territory. Geniev drops it off for a slap shot. Kicks safe. Sent to Felton. The rebound is blocked by Robilotti. Oh, what a play. Robilotti in the right place at the right time. Stops a wide open chance for Timofeyev. Potentially saves a goal. Now it's Grattan in on the left side looking to center. Robilotti breaks that up as well. Now a stretch pass off the skates of Mickey Burns. Hustles to it back behind the cage. Burns pinned up on the wall by 3 Grizzlies looking for reinforcements. Tries to find Scardina. He'll battle for it on the near side, but Grattan gets the best of him and is able to knock it out to center. A little under 7 minutes gone by in the first. Atlanta comes back up ice. Burns to Scardina on the left wing. Play is stopped dead. Offside on Atlanta. 12:56 left in the first period. Already we had some up and down action here today. 2 shots apiece and no score. Timeout on the ice will take one as well. No score here from West Valley City, Utah, but plenty of action up and down the ice. We're back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Utah.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Crowd getting rowdy here in West Valley City. Rats fans, remember you can always head to the Gladiators social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and even LinkedIn. To get more Gladiators news and content. Make sure you follow us and stay up to date with your Atlanta Gladiators. Puck loose in the neutral zone. Atlanta chucks it to the far corner. Scardina able to beat out Stucker to it. Scardina hanging on, gets it to the line. Across they go to Matier from the right circle, fakes the shot, digs his way deeper. Now centers, Scardina in front, tries to pound it in front, and the Grizzlies able to push it away. Now Burns from the right circle, toe drag, shot, kick, save, Wells, puck is loose, and he's got it. 2 of the Gladiators' best chances ever since the Scardina breakaway. Almost make it a 1-0 Atlanta lead, but Dylan Wells is sharp on that play, able to make a couple of saves. And it looked like great rebound control there for Wells. Able to kick the first one away, and then the second one fluttered at the top of the blue paint, and Atlanta just buzzing on that puck, trying to slam it in, seeing that it's loose. Like vultures just moving in towards that puck, just couldn't punch it in, but a good start. And we're back to live action. And that fourth line, especially Ethan Scardina, really good to start the game. Play moves to the far wall. Salem loses the puck to Francis. Tried to knock it to Nolan. Francis tries to dig his way to the goal line, but Reed Lebster, along with Felton, able to prod him off of it for now. Now on the near side half wall, Francis again trying to work that puck away from the wall. Grizzlies again escape. They push it to center. Try to get a stretch pass to Gillette. Ends up being played as a high stick or a hand pass. High stick. And ends up being blown dead with 11:53 left in the first period. And tried to hit the first-year pro, John Gillette, moving up ice. Product of the College of the Holy Cross, was teammates with Jack Robilotti from 2021 to 2024 at Holy Cross. Face off in the neutral zone. Gillette has since headed off. On comes the Geniev line for the Gladiators. That second line of Young, Nolan, and Francis remains out there. Less in front of his own net, finds Conroy. He'll turn up ice. Played in his 100th pro game on Wednesday. lifts it to the near corner and chases after it. Gets to the end wall, tries to tap it to Francis moving in. Grizzlies peel it away from there. Ness off the wall has Geniev. He'll skate up ice on the left wing. Brushes it up ahead looking for Timofeyev. Less able to direct it to the boards. Picking it up there is Conroy. On the far wall, Francis goes across to Les. The New Jersey native looks up ice on the red line. Pops it into the near corner. No icing, and the Gladiators get off for a line change. Behind his own net waits Colby Enns, first-year pro out of Merrimack. Brings it to the neutral zone, looking for Manning left side. Was Grattan, passed just a bit offline. He'll take it to the end wall. Manning and Grattan battling against Sylvester and Robilotti. Everybody trying to get a piece of that puck. Leaks up top. There is Stucker. Delays the shot. Feeds it to his right from the wall. Lebster makes his way to the line and shoots. Saves Septenfelter. Puck is loose in front. Grattan is lurking there. Pinballs up between the circles. Manning has it. Puts a shot wide. And the Grizzlies keep possession. Lebster in the near corner. Deeks behind the net. Looks to center for Manning. Broken up by Walter. And now it's Atlanta's turn. Isaac Walter surges up ice. Walter fires and scores! Isaac Walter's done it again! Goals in 3 straight games. And Atlanta has a 1-0 lead. What a special talent is Isaac Walter. Gets his 10th of the year. What a release from the inside part of the right circle. The only defender back for Utah is Noah Gansky. Walter goes far side on Wells, right below the blocker. And the Gladiators have a 1-0 lead. Walter's sensational rookie season continues. The product of the University of Vermont has now passed his college point total. This 18th point on the season here today on that goal. Walter 17 points in 33 games with Vermont last year. Now with the goal up to 10 goals and 8 assists on the campaign. Shows no sign of slowing down. Here's Lind to the inside looking for Cipollone. Glances off of his skate, goes to the far corner. Gladiators looking for a little bit more. From the end wall, Denemy taking a check, hanging on to the puck. Cipolo puts it up top. Nychuk across, Matira drive, kicked away by the left toe of Wells. Now Friesen skates it through the neutral zone. Drifting towards his right. Grizzlies are offside. 9:31 left in the first. All right, let's go back to the Walter goal. What a snapshot that was. The inside part of the near circle. Assists go to Louis Boudon and the captain Cody Sylvester, and the first line continues to deliver for Atlanta. Walter now up to 7 goals and 5 assists in his last 9. Louis Boudon buzzing as well. Gets his 23rd point of the season. And Boudon now up to 4 goals and 10 assists in his last 9. And don't forget about Cody Sylvester as well. 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 10. Grizzlies with it from the middle, take a shot. Septenfelter makes the save. Scardina pushes it to the left wing and Burns toe drags his way over center circle. Grizzlies have possession back, and let's make another note of Isaac Walter. Is a former draft pick of our NHL affiliate, the Nashville Predators. Walter taken back in 2019 in the 6th round. 179th overall by Nashville. Although wasn't assigned to the Gladiators this season, actually ended up signing an SPC. Nonetheless, a great acquisition from the Gladiators in the offseason. He has given them a 1-0 lead here in the first. Geniev in on the left side, puts it to the slot, looking for Stucker streaking in. Had his stick lifted, moving towards Septenfelter. Puck available on the far boards. Grinding it out is Francis and Young. Griffin Ness in the middle of it, making life difficult for the Gladiators. Young is able to locate Francis. He'll scurry to the neutral zone, and from the red line, pop it to the slot. Young chasing after it. Weinstein gets there first. Able to catapult it off the near wall and out to center. Taking it in stride is Timofeyev. He'll rip a shot. Glove save Septenfelter. No rebound. 8 minutes left in the first. So 5 shots on either side. but one has hit pay dirt. Isaac Walters, team leading 10th of the year. Semptimphelter out to the top of the blue paint to make that latest save. Face off to his left. Boudon will take it against Manning. Boudon wins it to the end wall. Matier shuffles over to the near wall. Tries to get it out of the zone. Hansen Bukata pinching, keeps him in for a moment. Although the Gladiators with numbers able to muscle out the center. Walter springs it to the far corner. Boudon pelts it around to the near side. Grattan pokes it out to the neutral zone, where Nychuk will regain possession for Atlanta. Nychuk gets around Manning with help from Walter. They steer it to the end wall. Boudon crashing down in, gets a piece of it. Reed Lebster able to shake it down and push it to his right, where Manning grabs it. It enters Gladiator territory. Pushes it left side. Lebster dangles in front, looking back to Manning. Semptimphelter poke checks it away. Now Walter gets checked in the neutral zone, sent to the wall. Physicality here as Friesen is checked by Matier. Puck loose in the near quarter. Matier floats it to the neutral zone, skips off the red line. Barbashev collects it for Utah. They turn it over off the wall. Cipollo trying to take advantage of it. Ends up exchanging it back to Weinstein. Has a man moving in on the left side. Connors cuts around the net on the backhand. Has a trailer at the line. Gansky feeds it to the slot. Back up to the left wing. Gansky has it poked away by Denemy. Carson Denemy reads it like a book, and the Grizzlies' plans are foiled. 6:29 left in the first period. Felton angles it off the near wall, looking for Connors again. Tries to leave before Barbashev in motion, but Ethan Scardina has other plans. Turns up ice, moving with Lind. Scardina from the wall, centers for Lind. The shot is blocked by Gillette. And the Grizzlies, they're able to skate it out of their zone. Now it's Peter Morgan finding Scardina again. Drifting to his right, Scardina whacks it up top. Robolati a shot wide of Wells. Gladiators continue to rotate. Puck ping-pongs to the slot. Mickey Burns can't grab it. Got clustered up by three Grizzlies. They'll take it to the end wall. Salem has it flagged down by Burns. At the line, Gladiators peel back. Getting into defensive stance was Jarvis. Now cutting towards the net is Salem. Gets decked by Robolati. Good defensive play. Puck loose at the high slot. Jarvis pushes it the length of the ice. It'll be an icing on Atlanta. 5:31 left in the first. So the Gladiators score first here today. When the Gladiators score first, they are 11-2 this season. The Grizzlies, when they trail first, are 3-7-1. So the numbers are certainly on the Gladiators' side, as Atlanta has now scored first in 3 straight games, and in 5 out of their last 6. Last time that they didn't was the loss to Jacksonville on Saturday, quarter through Ross at Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. They win the faceoff to the left of Semptimphelter. Jarvis rips it through the neutral zone. This time not enough steam for an icing, so Hansen Bukata slots it to the left wing for Griffin Ness. Peels back on his backhand, drops it to the near corner. Getting in front of it is Young, but slinking away is Geniev. Shiftily tries to locate Manning, make that Timofeyev. They get it up to the left point, and Ness fumbles it at the line. Can't keep it alive. Grizzlies dump it in. Matier behind the cage. Twist it to the line. Creeping in is Weinstein. Keeps it in for Utah. Weinstein gets slammed down by Matier. Oh, what a hit at the goal line. Shakes him off the puck. Atlanta turns up ice. 3-on-3. As Francis finds Young on the right wing. Back to Francis. They're offside. 4:37 left in the first. Atlanta leads by 1. Isaac Walters, 10th of the year, as the Gladiators up first. 4:37 left in the first period. We are back after this from our local sponsors.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Gladiators strike first. Isaac Walter extends his goal-scoring streak. What can this guy not do? Walter has been incredible this season. Former draft pick of the Nashville Predators. Certainly looking the part. He's been great for the Gladiators this year. Now up to 4 goals in his last 3 games. As we talked about it at the pregame show, showing no signs of slowing down. Longest goal-scoring streak for the Gladiators this season. Once belonged to Ryan Nolan at 3 games, and Walter, now with that goal here today, has tied that figure, giving the Gladiators the 1-0 lead. Grizzlies check at the length of the ice. No icing. Les on the near side finds Walter. Quickly off his stick to Boudon. The 2 Europeans shuffle it to the blue line for Sylvester. Tries to reel it in. Grattan gets there first. And Utah pushes it up ice. Manning in the slot tries to grab it. And he has his stick knocked away out of his hands. Fans looking for a penalty. And they're not going to get one. Taken to the end wall. Good time to mention that we have a 3-man officiating crew here today, led by same referee we had Wednesday. Familiar face in our parts, Emile Charon wearing number 43. 2 linesmen are Tyler Keston wearing number 72, and Craig Peterson wearing number 58. Meanwhile, Gansky stationed behind Wells, looks to start the next Utah breakout. Slams it off the left wing wall, gets it to Friesen. Robolati meets him at the blue line, forces the Utah Grizzlies offside with 3:33 left in the first. Jack Robolati, one of the unsung heroes here in the first period. He has had a great period defensively for the Gladiators. A couple of shot blocks, big hits. Just good textbook defensive plays for Robolati. Back in the lineup after missing Wednesday's game. Takes it in off the face-off victory in the neutral zone. Finds Jarvis, and now we will have our first penalty of the game. Tripping is the call, and it looks like it's going against the Gladiators. Kalen Lind, trying to argue his case, just kind of laughs at the thought of it. Doesn't like the call, but it is tripping on Kalen Lind that sends the Gladiators to the Beaver Toyota and Mazda penalty kill for the first time today. Lind shaking his head. He still can't believe it. Thinks it was a soft call. We'll let the referees be the judge of that. Lind to the box. Grizzlies to the power play. Get a good look at it here. And he might have a case. With more of an off-balance play with Barbashev falling down. Lind just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But nonetheless, after going 5 for 6 on the penalty kill on Wednesday, Gladiators look to go 1 for 1 to start Friday night. Puck rolls in on Septemfelter. He'll snatch it with 3:26 left in the first. 1 second shaved off the penalty to Lind. And so we'll get a do-over on the face-off on the near circle. Personnel out there for the Gladiators: Cipolo, Matir, Denemy, and Nychuk. Here to start the penalty kill for the Gladiators. For the Grizzlies, Manning, Timofeyev, Grattan, Hansen Bukata, and Lepster. Utah definitely gets a boost with Grattan back in the lineup in here on the power play. Cipolone tasked at the face-off dot, going up against Luke Manning. Manning wings it for Utah. Grizzlies start their power play with possession. Manning at the line, feeds it right wing. Lepster fires. It's blocked by Cipolone. And from behind the net, keeps possession for Utah. Finds Hansen Bukata activating from the left point. At the line, Timofeyev plops it into the near corner. Matir takes it to the end wall, getting checked by Grattan, tries to wrestle the puck away. Time draining off the penalty as Cipolone skates out of the pile. Drifting left, Cipolone short-handed, pulls up, centers, looking for Denemy, who already has a short-handed goal this year. Couldn't quite connect for a shot, but Denemy able to roll it back to Les and smartly shave off some time. Les will mail it down to Wells. 2:40 left in the first period, 1:12 left on the penalty to Kalen Lind. Danny Jania shuffles to his left. Manning cross ice, hits the skate of Boudon, and cleaning up in front of Septemfelter is Conroy. It's another Gladiators clear. 55 seconds left on the penalty to Lind. Gladiators PK this season, one of the best in the ECHL, operating at 86.2% entering the day, 6th best in the ECHL. Grizzlies power play, one of the better units in the league, at 12th in the league, operating at 18.4%. As a shot into traffic, stopped by Septemfelter, and he is able to absorb it with 33 seconds left on the penalty. Gladiators looking to kill this off, keep their lead heading into the first intermission report. And speaking of which, got a lot to talk about here on a Friday night in West Valley City. Coming up at the end of the first period, first intermission report here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. Break down the first period, look ahead to period 2, check in on our AHL affiliates, the Milwaukee Admirals. Get your thoughts on our YouTube live chat as well. As a shot by Felton hits a stick and goes wide of Septemfelter. Matier checks a Grizzly hard into the far side half wall. Geniev somehow able to stand on his feet, gets it to the line, twiddled away by Young. Racing back into it is Connors. Under contract with the AHL's Colorado Eagles, Connors digs his way into the near corner. Gladiators are there to meet it. Puck leaks up top. Felton can't keep the play alive. Good after stick by Ryan Nolan. Forces him out to center, and Lind is out of the box. It's a successful Beaver Toyota and Mazda penalty kill for the Gladiators. They start the night 1-for-1. And on the left wing, Gansky. It's a shot out the outside of the net. Salem behind the cage, centers for a one-timer by Barbashev. That gets blocked. Cipollone and Nychuk were there. And now Nolan whacks it to the neutral zone for Lind. Dangling on in, Lind tries to cut to the net front. But Gansky able to divorce him from the puck. We're into the final minute of the first. No icing on the Gladiators as they mail it the length of the ice. 45 seconds left in the first period as Hansen Bukata slings it to his left. Lances off a stick, goes to the end wall. Jarvis is the first one there, able to find Boudon. And he is able to turn away Barbashev. Sends him sprawling into the boards. And the Gladiators move up ice in the final 30 seconds. Puck plops down in the near corner. Walter tries to get a piece of it. Hansen Bukata says not this time. The Grizzlies do turn it over on the left wing. Boudon takes it in, looks to go around the net, has it knifed away by Hansen Bukata. Boudon gets it back. 15 seconds left. Sylvester to Les at the left point. Backhands it around the boards to Sylvester. Waiting on the near side. The captain scans the ice, plays it to the line. Shot there over the net. The rebound goes to Les. Look to center. Ends up getting taken away by Lepster at the buzzer. And the Gladiators take a 1-0 lead into the locker room at the end of the first period. The third straight game, the Gladiators score first. And for the third straight game, Isaac Walter has a goal on the board. 4 goals in his last 3 games. He has the Gladiators up by 1 after 20. Shot count rates 7-6 in favor of the Grizzlies. And we'll talk all about it on the other side of the break. Coming up next here from Utah. First intermission report here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. We'll break down the first period, look ahead to the second, check in on our AHL affiliates, the Milwaukee Admirals, and we'll get your thoughts on tonight's game as well. Comment your thoughts below in the YouTube live chat. I want to hear from you, what you're doing here on a Friday night, whether in the Eastern time zone, in the Mountain time zone, here at Maverik Center. Let me know your thoughts here in tonight's game, as we're having some fun here on another great night in the ECHL. We'll see you on the other side of the break. Gladiators 1, Grizzlies nothing. We're back after this.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Gladiators off to another hot start here in West Valley City at the Maverik Center. Isaac Walter makes it a 1-0 Gladiators lead. It is the lone goal of the first period, and Atlanta has done it again. A lot of the common themes that we've seen recently crop up here again on Friday nights. Isaac Walter scoring, Gladiators scoring first, and the Gladiators this time don't score in the opening minute, but they do come off flying, and it was a great start for what I thought was a really good look for the fourth line to begin play. I thought one of the unsung heroes of the first period was Ethan Scardina, number 37 for the Gladiators. You could just tell he was playing with a hop in his step. Was making some really good plays there in the first period. Had a good chance on the breakaway. A bit of a bang-bang play off the wall towards the net. Scardina takes in the pass between the circles, gets a good chance on Dylan Wells, but Wells makes the stop. But mark my words, I believe if Ethan Scardina continues to play the way he did in the first period through the rest of this game, he will still show up on the stat sheet. It's only a matter of time. I thought that was a really good first period for Scardina, Mickey Burns, Peter Morgan, that whole fourth line. They looked to be gelling really, really well. And, of course, Scardina with a couple of good looks there in the first period. But it wasn't that line that got the Gladiators the goal. In fact, it was the line that has been supplying them at will for the Gladiators, it seems. Sylvester, Boudon, Walter, that is the trio that combines on the lone goal in the first period. 9:39 into the first. Isaac Walter has goal number 10 on his rookie campaign, and the teams just continue to underestimate the speed and skill of Isaac Walter. It just seems when he gets the puck in a certain way, certain stride, you can't stop him. It's like a freight train. You try and pull the emergency brake, but you just can't stop it. Isaac Walter surges towards the net from the inside part of the near circle. Rips a howitzer past Dylan Wells. That is the lone goal of the first period. Walter now up to 18 points on the campaign. That's more than what he had in 33 games last year with the University of Vermont in his senior season. Walter has been incredible this season for the Gladiators, and he's just been pouring it on for Atlanta as of late. 3-game goal-scoring streak for Walter. 4 goals in that span. Louis Boudon with the primary assist sets up Walter on the goal. Boudon now up to 7 goals and 16 assists for 23 points in 21 games to this point. Boudon now 4 goals and 10 assists in his last 9. And don't forget about the captain, Cody Sylvester. And it's been an interesting year for Sylvester. He picks up the assist. He now has 4 goals and 6 assists in his last 10. Been a point per game over that span. But for Sylvester, you look at this roster, and he is the captain. And for Gladiators fans, people around the ECHL, I mean, this is a guy that is top 5 in active skaters amongst goals, assists, points. I mean, this is a player that is as dynamic as ever, but this season hasn't been all Sylvester. It's really been by committee for the Gladiators, and that's why when you make your pick as to who's going to score the first goal of the game or the first assist, it's really hard to point out who's going to make that play for the Gladiators, because it seems like night in and night out, it could be anybody. And tonight, it is Isaac Walter getting the first goal. It's presented by Hancock Whitney Bank. First assist presented by Pinnacle Promotions belongs to Louis Boudon. And the Gladiators have a 1-0 lead through 20. And so Sylvester now to 5 goals and 8 assists on the campaign. Atlanta buzzing as of late. They scored first for the third game in a row. And the Gladiators, again, playing with the lead. Sylvester now 1 assist away from 300 in his professional career. And who knows, but the way that top line has been playing for the Gladiators could happen tonight. We shall see. We are on milestone watch. Ryan Francis, 1 point away from 100 in his professional career. Also 1 goal away from 50 in his pro career. And so we'll see. The Gladiators have more in store in the second and third periods, but off to a flying start here tonight here at Maverik Center. So here are some advanced statistics here from the first period here at Maverik Center. Gladiators go 1 for 1 on the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill in the first period. They do not get a chance on the power play. Scoring chances are listed at 5-4 in favor of the Grizzlies. Gladiators once again winning that face-off battle, which is very important. 10-8 in favor of the visitors. Shots on goal 7-6 in favor of the Grizzlies. One of those shots coming on the power play. Hits 10-8 in favor of Utah. What was a pretty physical first period. Gladiators do know how to throw their weight around. While they're not the biggest team in the ECHL, they can hang with the best of them. Giveaways, Gladiators 6, Grizzlies 7. And those are your advanced metrics here from the first period. And before we go back to break in the middle part of the intermission show, spotlighted him a little bit there in the first period. I'll do it again. Jack Robolatti back on the lineup here today. I thought he made some really excellent defensive plays there in the first period. In his first full professional year out of the university, out of UMass Lowell. Spent some time at the College of the Holy Cross as well. But for Jack Robolatti, just a really good couple textbook plays there back in the first period. And the play that really comes to my mind was the Grizzlies set up a cross-ice opportunity. Semptimphelter moving from left to right. Maybe he gets it, maybe he doesn't, but it doesn't matter because Robolatti comes up with a big-time block on Stepan Timofeyev on the near circle. Keeps the puck out of the net. Robolatti make sure that Semptimphelter doesn't have to make a save on that play. Made a really good impression on me in the first period, and so we'll see if he can continue to back that up in the second and third periods. Also thought that Jack Mateer had a really good first period for the Gladiators as well. Was very physical. Makes, again, some, just like Robolatti, some really good textbook plays. Keeping things to the outside. When the Gladiators do that, they are at their best. And they hold the Grizzlies off the board in the first period, and they have a 1-0 lead through 20. When we come back here on the Gladiators' first intermission report, we'll take a look at what's to come in the second period, check in on our YouTube live chat, and we'll check in on our AHL affiliates, the Milwaukee Admirals, as well. Quick peek at the chat. Good to see a lot of familiar faces before we head to break. Jared Youngman, the president, is in the house. Just like me, he is a Utah native. He's got the kids in the building as well. Glads fan says, "Hey, guy, how are you?" Same thing from Justin Burke. "I am great. I'm in my old stomping grounds back at home. This is where I grew up as a kid. Came to Grizzlies games, and they are one of the reasons that I am in this business. So a lot to be thankful for. Very happy to be here. And it's been a lot of fun so far, especially with the Gladiators up 1-0. Keep sending me your thoughts and questions here as the night goes on here in the first intermission report, and we'll get to it on the other side of the break. Once again, Atlanta 1, Utah 0. We are back after this.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; AthleticNet, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Gladiators with a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play here at Maverik Center. First intermission report rolls on. I'm Guy Chiarenza here from West Valley City, Utah. Grew up not too far from here, about 30 minutes south Salt Lake Valley. Went to a couple Grizzlies games back in my day. One of the reasons that I fell in love with the sport of hockey, and it so happens that last 2 years of college, did an internship here with the guy across from me, Tyson Whiting. Great voice of the Utah Grizzlies. Actually got to sit down with Tyson this afternoon and give me a tour of Maverik Center, and that is going into the vlog. So for those of you who are big fans of our YouTube channel and what we do on our social media platforms, stay tuned to that because Tyson gave us some really good tidbits on this venue here at the Maverik Center, formerly known as the E Center back in the day. Hosted the 2002 Winter Olympic Games, and it was in this building that Team Canada won gold. And you actually go downstairs into one of the storage rooms. There are signatures along the wall. Every member of Team Canada signed the wall after winning gold in Salt Lake 2002. Awesome building with a lot of history. But unfortunately for the Grizzlies, and that hockey history all comes to an end at this year. As was announced over the offseason, the Grizzlies are relocating at the end of the season to Trenton, New Jersey. So bittersweet moment here so far tonight as there is Mr. Youngman. He's joining me here on Press Row. What do you got there? Oh my goodness. What time is it? It's Glad's time. He's got this awesome Gladiators clock. That's incredible. That is awesome. Yeah, my dad and my family are here as well. Actually, my mom and my sister are sitting down here, right here, and they are wearing.
With the jersey on.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that from? My son's calling your game. I'm like, I love your son.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I give my family the jersey frenzies. So, family's in the house. Jared Youngman's in the house. We're having some fun here on a Friday night at Maverik Center. And so now we'll turn our attention to the YouTube live chat. Got to say some hellos to the family. Hello to the people in the building. And so now let's see what all of you have in store for me here on the Friday night. A lot of you keeping up with the times. Approaching 10 o'clock Eastern time back in Atlanta. So thank you to everybody who is still awake and kicking and watching some Glads hockey here tonight. Good to see some familiar faces. Justin Burke, Joe Mama, Daffy Doo, Tracy Hayes, Karen Zahner, April D. And a lot of unfamiliar faces as well. For those of you who are returning, welcome. For those of you who are new, glad to have you. Having a lot of fun so far here tonight. Septenfelter in between the pipes of the Gladiators. Top 7 of 7 in the first period. Dylan Wells 5 of 6. Night mode sweaters tonight for the Gladiators, wearing those black jerseys with white numbers and blue trim. And you know, here's the thing. It just so happens that the same colors that the Atlanta Knights use are the same colors that the Utah Mammoth use, the local NHL team in town. So when the Gladiators walked down the tunnel on Wednesday night with those jerseys that unfortunately are very reminiscent of the Mammoth jerseys, everybody in the building thought, well, wait a minute. They ripped off the Utah Mammoth. No, they didn't. Those are the jerseys of the former team in Atlanta, the Atlanta Knights, who were actually IHL champions back in 1994. The year before, the Utah Grizzlies, who were then known as the Denver Grizzlies, won their first Turner Cup. Then they moved to Utah the next year and won another one. Back-to-back champs in 95 and 96, the Denver/Utah Grizzlies. So there's a little bit of history for you here from Maverik Center. City Marina says, Guy, we had a former play-by-play announcer of the Atlanta Gladiators. Mike Folta is now with the Utah Mammoth. Yes, that is true. I've actually met Mike once over FaceTime, and we're thinking maybe something in the works of getting Mike on the Gladiators podcast. And just so happens that we are about to set to reveal our first episode of the Atlanta Gladiators podcast this season. I'll give you a hint as to who it's going to be. We'll see if we can solve it by the time the news breaks next week. It is a Gladiators alumni, and it is a big name in Gladiator history, and history is about to get bigger for him later this season. Those are the only clues that you get, but very excited to sit down with him, join him on the podcast. Should be a lot of fun. We'll record that next week and hopefully get that out there sometime before the end of the month. Should be a lot of fun. So make sure you check that out. And as always, follow us on our social media platforms. We are thinking of maybe getting Mike Folta on there at some point, but yeah, he is kicking it here in the Utah Valley, or here in the Salt Lake Valley with the Utah Mammoth. Second year as the radio voice of the Mammoth. Joe Mama says, it's been a long week. Tiredness is kicking in, but Glad's hockey is more important. Yes. Yes, that is true. Emma Schnibby, our great social media coordinator, is in the house. Good to see you, Emma. Keep up the great work. Emma forced to stay up late clipping all the goals and the stuff here tonight. So keep up the good work, Emma. She does a fantastic job. Heather Morrison, you're here. Eamon Palmer's here. The gang's all here. And the second period is here as well. Grizzlies out of the tunnel wearing white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim. They will skip from left to right here in the second period. Gladiators wearing those Atlanta Knights-inspired night mode jerseys. Black base, white numbers, baby blue trim. They skip from right to left here in the second. And that'll do it for the first intermission report here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network. When we come back, the second period awaits. Atlanta up 1-0.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
We're about set for the second period of action here from West Valley City here in Utah. But before we do, let's take a quick peek and see what's going on with our AHL affiliates, the Milwaukee Admirals. They are taking on the Rockford Ice Hogs here tonight. That game started about an hour before ours did, that being played in the Central Time Zone. Gladiators and Grizzlies set to resume play, and it looks like it's been a tough go at it for the Admirals here tonight. Ice Hogs up 4-1 to this point. Hopefully the Admirals can mount a comeback. For the Gladiators, they're up by 1 after 1. Off the ensuing faceoffs to resume play, Jack Mateer jolts it to the end wall. Robbie Stucker able to rub Francis away from the puck. Grizzlies get it out to center. Griffin Ness tries to skate into it on the right side. Ends up getting closed in on by Mateer. And so, the big 6'6" defenseman will play it to Nychuk, and Atlanta starts its next breakout. Down the middle, Boudon with a shot. Make that Nolan stopped by Wells. Now comes back out to center. And Mateer has it again. From center circle. Heaves it to the near corner. Stucker gets there first. Goes around Nolan from the far wing. Stucker on the backhand tries to scoot it to Timofeyev and does. And now Gansky will rifle it around the boards to the far wall. Gladiators continue to chip it on its way. We'll go the length of the ice, no icing. Both teams get a line change in. Now we see the Sylvester, Boudon, and Walter line. As Colby ends, possesses for Utah, knocks it to the neutral zone. Conroy in front of it, looking for Sylvester. Ends up going back to the Grizzlies. On the left wing, Lebster has it roll off of his stick. Les puts it to the neutral zone. Pass behind Sylvester. Tries to catch back up to it. But instead it's Manning moving up with Lebster. Shot from the goal line. Turned away by Semptimphelter. Lebster has his own rebound. He gets checked hard on the far wall by Conroy. That divorces him from the puck. And the Gladiators get out to center. Walter takes a spill courtesy of Hanson Bukata. Gladiators forced to tag back up as Walter heads to the bench. Brendan Les will scan the ice. And pass it to his left for Sylvester. Cross ice feed goes into the far corner. Captain heads off to complete the line change. Meanwhile, Cipolone working hard, tries to keep it in the Grizzlies zone, but Utah will clear out to Atlanta ice. Robilotti there to retrieve. Andrew Jarvis takes it on the left side. No stranger to this building. Spent some time with Allen and Tulsa early in his career. Wheels it over to the far wall. Kalen Lynn gets a piece of it at the line. Robilotti can't quite keep it in. Shovels it down back to Wells behind the net. Pushing 2.5 minutes gone by in the second. Jarvis from the red line. Blasts it back in again. Puck squirms all the way to the far wall. It's repossessed by Weinstein. As Connors tried to shift it up ahead. Ends up hitting Morgan. As Felton Looking up ice, gains the red line, tries to lift it over the blue line. Nychuk loves it down. Tries to hit Morgan on the move and does. He'll slam it off the wall and Burns will give chase. At the right point, Matier goes across. Nychuk. Toe drag, shot, looking backdoor to Burns. Couldn't get the tap on it. Ends up going behind the net. Matier reels it back in at the right point. Drifting left, Matier. Pulls up at the top of the circle, goes cross ice. Nychuk takes it in. Dishes it down to the goal line for Burns. Sauces it over to Morgan. Looks to center, out in front. Matier, a bomb off a stick and out of play. Diving to get some wood on that was Luke Salem. It remains a 1-0 Gladiator lead. 3:22 gone by in the second period. And the Gladiators will shuffle the deck and get new blood out there. Face-off will be to the left of Dylan Wells, who, age 27, playing in his 7th ECHL season, his first in Utah. Spent last year with the Allen Americans, playing in 20 games. As out the face-off, Francis has it. Tries to push it towards the net, ends up hitting a skate, carrying out to center. And so back to retrieve it is Brendan Less. Flings it right, looking for Francis. Glances off his stick, rolls down. It'll be picked up by Stucker. Tries to evade the forecheck of the Gladiators, which is tenacious at times. Ends up being that the puck is played and touched by the Gladiators as a penalty has been called on Atlanta. Happened on the near side boards. Alex Young called for hooking. And for the second time tonight, Grizzlies to the power play. Gladiators to the Beaver Toyota and Mazda penalty kill. Face off to the right of Septenfelter. Cipollone will take this. Up against Luke Manning. Penalty comes 3:44 into the second period. And off that face-off, the Grizzlies have it. Hanson Bukata jolts it to the end wall. Brendan Less gets there, able to track it down, ends up losing it to Grattan. They play it from low to high. Lebster, right circle, looking to go across, hits the leg of Denemy, and exits the Gladiator zone. Personnel for the Gladiators on the PK. Cipollone, Denemy, Jarvis, and Conroy. And on the left wing is Manning. Glides to the goal line, pushes it across at the half-wall. Timofeyev tries to spar it towards the net. Hits a stick and goes out of play. 1:26 left on the penalty to Young. Gladiators are already 1 for 1 on the Beaver Toyota and Mazda penalty kill so far today. Have yet to have a chance on the power play. Gladiators, one of the more disciplined teams in the ECHL this season. Only 170, I think that 180 penalty minutes to this point with the 2 penalties called today. Grizzlies 224 penalty minutes on the season for comparison. Defensive zone face-off won by the Gladiators. Jarvis will heave it the length of the ice for an Atlanta clear. Felton will track it down. Grizzlies start their next breakout. Ness, stretch pass on time to Friesen. Has Genev for a shot that's turned away by Septenfelter. Now it's Burns short-handed, closing on in. Burns pulls up and has it whacked away by Ness on the back check. Well, Grizzly gets hauled down. That was Ness again. Fans in the arena want a penalty, but none to be seen. And now Connors will drift in on the left wing. Connors, high slot shot, shouldered away by Septenfelter. Puck jumbles out of play. 5:03 gone by in the second period, 41 seconds left. On the penalty to Alex Young. What a shot that was. That had a lot of mustard on it, and Septenfelter kind of jumped up and leaned into it. Able to shrug it out of play, get another whistle. Face off to the right of TJ Septenfelter. Cipollone will take the face off against Luke Manning. Off that face-off, puck goes to the corner. Gladiators navigate it to the opposite side. Lebster is there, trying to wrestle it away. With Manning, they're able to do so. Cross-ice pass is intercepted by Nychuk. They might have a chance short-handed, but weren't able to get it to Cipollone. Grizzlies able to get back on it. And on the left wing is Timofeyev. Drives it around to the right wing for Lebster. Leinster leading the team with 10 goals this season. Pushes it back up top to Timofeyev. He'll scramble down to the goal line. Bumped it back up top. Cross-ice shot. One-timer. Manning flubbed on it. Rebounded Timofeyev on the far wall. Young out of the box. Gladiators 2 for 2 on the PK. Grizzlies keep possession on the attack. Grattan turns it over to Nychuk. Has Alex Young springing to center circle. Thumps it off the end wall. Wells out to play it. Shovels it to the right wing. Francis is there. Returns it to Young at the half wall. Young fires. Save made. Wells. Rebound goes to Barbashev. He'll look up ice. And on the right side, he's offside. 13:48 left in the second period. Still a 1-0 Gladiators lead. At the first period goal from Walter. We are back in a moment here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Utah.
Desserts are popping up on crumble more than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Still a 1-0 Gladiator lead. 13:48 left in the second period as we approach the midway point of the game. Relatively low shot volume on both sides. 9 for the Grizzlies to this point, 8 for the Gladiators. But when he's had to make a big save, he's made them. TJ Semptenfelter having a good night so far. He will look on as the face-off is at the top of the Gladiators' blue line. Alex Young will meet Griffin Ness to resume play. Ness, 2 goals and 4 assists in his last 3 entering the night. Had 2 assists on Wednesday. Loses that face-off. Francis paddles it down to Wells. Out of the cage to play it. Leaves it for Gansky. Gets it to the line and out. Francis can't locate it. Salem will on the left wing. Can't get around Conroy. Dishes it to the end wall. Ness has it jabbed away by Young. And now it's taken in by Gillette. Looks to feed it to the center. Broken up. Sent to the wall. Nolan ping-pongs it out to center. 13:15 left in the second. Grizzlies fire it in. It taps off the end wall. Hunted down by Conroy. Chips it off the near wall. Looking for Boudon. Ends up going to Gillette. They'll drive it back in. Go off for a line change. 7 minutes gone by in the second. Laid offside on Utah, so Atlanta with free roam. Boudon over the red line, bounces to the outside. Boudon cuts to the inside, tries to get a shot away, and it's broken up by Weinstein. Now a centering feed, Sylvester one-timer, hammers it wide of the goal mouth. Walter centers, Sylvester quick touch pass, across they go, Robolati tries to take a shot, flubs off his stick, ends up saucing it to Sylvester below the goal line. The captain rotates up top, has it poked away. Great defensive play by Felton. Forces the Gladiators out to center. Where they then put the puck out of play with 12:24 left in the second. And another great shift for that first line. Walter, Boudon, Sylvester. And at this point, this is game number 21 for the Gladiators this season. It's about at this point in a season where you really start to know who plays well with who, which 2 players jive, what chemistry they have with each other. Well, that line definitely has all that jam. I think we'll be seeing them together for the foreseeable future. Off that face-off in the neutral zone, Nychuk prods it to the left. Grizzlies Able to chip it out the center. On the left wing, Lynn leaves it for Cipollone. He'll angle it off the near wall and give chase to the corner. Enemy there as well. Cipollone hard on the forecheck, trying to get the puck away. Timofeyev will jostle out the center. Taking it in is Ness. Looks to center, just out of the reach of Geniev. He will put it to the high slot. Timofeyev to the goal line. Now back the other way to Enns. Left side shot, kick, save, Septemfelter. Shuts down Timofeyev on the one-timer. Now the Gladiators work their way up ice. Lind darts across the blue line. Laid offside. Nychuk forced to dump it in. Gladiators take this opportunity to get a line change in as on comes the fourth line. Burns has it off a turnover on the left wing. Fires around the boards to Scardina. Loses an edge, but the puck stays in thanks to Brendan Less. He'll pump it to the end wall. Burns working against Enns. Morgan streaking in, peels it out of the pile. Scardina hobbling. He needs a new skate blade. Or it's sharpened. Falls down again. Pokes the puck over to the near corner. Have to get Ben Ellis on that one. Gladiators equipment trainer, or equipment manager. And Scardina checking that skate blade. He's going to look towards the bench. Look Ben's way. Might get a tune-up. As he heads off for a line change. 10:58 left in the second period. Still a 1-0 Atlanta lead. Face off to the left of Dylan Wells. On is the second line, Nolan, Young, and Francis. Mike McNamee out of the lineup for the third straight game. And in his absence, Nolan up on that right wing position on that second line. Joey Cipollone in the center position on the third line. And off the face-off, quick one-timer from below the circle. Puck loose in front. Francis couldn't get a shot away. Got decked by Enns at the last second. Francis 1 goal away from 50 in his pro career, 1 point away from 100. Nychuk at the line, reels it in, dishes it left. Nolan has it, he'll shoot, and that is gobbled up by Wells with 10:37 to go. And this game has been pretty even to this point, outside of the 1-0 lead for the Gladiators. Shot count 10 apiece, as we are 37 seconds away from the midway point of regulation. It's a good look there for Ryan Nolan. Had some space and some time. Took that shot at the top of the left circle. And Nolan's a righty shot, so had a pretty good angle on the net. Face off on the near circle. Grizzlies win that one. They pound it out the center. Mateer's got it. Shoves it right back in. Wells out to play it. Leaves it behind the cage. Gansky feeds right wing. And the Grizzlies go up ice. Manning at the blue line. Tries to split the D. Gets sent to the near wall. Mateer has it covered. Francis sparring for it as well. Grizzlies keep it alive at the line. Stucker creeping in. Shoots off a body and wide. Puck simmers down in the near corner. Grizzlies launch it back to the line. Lebster towards the net. Shoots. Just goes wide. Now Stucker back at the left point. Connects with Lebster. Back to Stucker. Right point shot blocked by Nolan. Rebound goes to Manning. Tries to swivel away from Mateer. He bounces him off the puck. Jolts it out to center. And Lebster takes it in. He goes right back to work. On the left side this time. Lebster sends it to the middle. Over the stick of the intended target in Salem. As Mateer takes a big check in the near corner, fans ooh and ah. Gladiators skip the puck the length of the ice. That'll be an icing with 9:27 left on the game clock.
Maverik Center, let's make some noise.
Jack Mateer's been dishing it out all night long. Takes a bit of a check on that last one, ends up falling on his chest. Stays out there for this next sequence. And he has to because of the icing. Same thing for Francis, Young, Nychuk, and Nolan. Face off to the right of Septemfelter. Salem takes it for Utah and wins it. Geniev darts to the goal line. Now goes around the net on his forehand. Geniev leading all rookies in points. Turns it over. Can't get it to Felton. And now Gladiators rushing down the left wing. Francis gets upended by Geniev on the back check. And now the Grizzlies go up ice. on the left wing. Gillette tries to deep towards the net as it poked away by Les. And then he turns it over back to Gillette, who then gives it right back to the Gladiators. Boudon tries to dangle over the red line. Bounces to the left wing. Sylvester in front. Backdoor shot. They score! Isaac Walter doubles down. He's got his second of the night. Atlanta's up by 2. Good things happen when you drive towards the net. Isaac Walter, waiting backdoor, takes in the feed from Sylvester. What a pass! It's a stick in front, and I don't know. That goal might belong to Cody Sylvester. Might have hit the Grizzlies' defender's stick in front. We'll see who they give it to. Certainly looked like Walter got a good look at potentially touching that puck, but we'll see. Either way, it's in the back of the net. Gladiators up by 2 now. A little bit of breathing room. 8:52 left in the second. Official verdict is Walter's got the goal. Second of the night. 5 goals in his last 3. Cody Sylvester with the primary assist. Louis Boudon with the secondary. And so, for those 3, it is a multi-point night. Walter 2 goals. Sylvester and Boudon both with 2 assists. Walter now up to 4 goals in the 2 games this week against the Grizzlies. He is the ultimate Grizzly hunter. Isaac the Hunter. That's his second of the night. As Sylvester throws a check on ends in the neutral zone. Puck up for grabs. Boudon's got it. Tries to get it to the captain. Broken up by Friesen. Tries to dart into the Gladiator zone. But Boudon has control. Les bumps it in, wells out the plate again, steers it to the right wing. Cipollone putting on some pressure, tries to wrestle it away from Friesen. The Grizzlies forward able to jam it to the near wing that ends. The Grizzlies trying to get back to work as Septenfelter heaves it out of play. No delay of game. They say it hit a piece of the glass. 8:06 left in the second period. And now for Utah, down by 2. We'll see how aggressive this Grizzlies team becomes, led by head coach John Buchanan. Ryan Anderson, both in their first year behind the Grizzlies bench. With the Gladiators, Matt Ginn in his second year with Atlanta as a coach. First year as the head coach, Zach Vanel. First year as the assistant coach in town. And for my money, Matt Ginn got to be a very early and strong candidate for Coach of the Year with what he's done with this team. 15-5 record entering the night, and already have a 2-0 lead in this one. They'll spar for it on the near side half wall. Jarvis tries to creep behind Septenfelter. Grizzlies strong on it, trying to escape, and they do. Stucker from the right wing plays it up top. Timofeyev scans the ice and finds Gansky. Cross ice they go. Timofeyev again, back to Gansky. Left circle shot. Glove save Septenfelter. The rebound is available behind the goal mouth. They play it back up to the line. Grizzlies work it from high to low. Jarvis with it behind his own cage. Angles it off the far wall and out the center. Denemy takes it in stride. Carson Denemy, the former Tulsa Oiler, spent a lot of games in this building playing against the Grizzlies. Leaves it for Lynn up top. Nychuk across. Matier back the other way. Nychuk to the inside. Deflection and a goal. Ethan Scardina makes it 3-0 Atlanta. You could feel it coming for Scardina back in the first period. Very strong opening to the game, and he gets rewarded being in the right place at the right time. What a play by Nychuk, right off the stick of Scardina. Makes it 3-0 Atlanta. Gladiators now have 3 goals on 12 shots. It was a rough go for Kyle Kaiser on Wednesday. Gave up 5 goals on 14 shots. Not much better tonight for Dylan Wells. Atlanta up by a trio. Shot by Manning, kicked away by Septenfelter. Robs the Grizzlies on the second chance. Now a long shot deflects in front. Septemfelter's got that as well. Scardina has got his second goal of the year. First one came shorthanded in the 7-2 win at Jacksonville on Friday. Assists go to Matir and Nychuk. And the Gladiators have extended their lead to 3. Scardina, the product of Bowling Green State. First pro year, second pro goal. 2 guys that have been there, done that, Nychuk and Matir with the assist. And what a stop that was for Septemfelter on that latest sequence. Highway robbery from Septemfelter. All is well for the Atlanta Gladiators. Face-off to resume play will be to the right of Septemfelter. Scardina will take this face-off and win it to Nychuk. Morgan chases after it into the near corner. Weinstein fends him off for the moment. Grizzlies try and squirm out the center, and they do, but Scardina with a takeaway gets the puck back for the Gladiators. They'll knock it down to the end wall behind Wells. Lebster from the left wing pulls up, looks for a trailer. Active stick by Scardina, breaks it up. Burns cross ice, 3-on-2 for Atlanta. Morgan with open space fires. Save made. Wells. The rebound was loose, but Scardina couldn't catch up to it in time. Grattan got there for Utah. Now Conroy flings it, looking for a stretch pass to Young. Goes into the body of Hanson Bukata. Grizzlies wire it in. Septemfelter out to play it. Locates Conroy. Juggling, bobbling, gets it to Francis. He'll scoot across ice to Les from the right wing. Off the stick of Young at the blue line. Finds Francis in tight. Shot just goes wide of Wells. 9 times out of 10, you give Ryan Francis a chance like that, he's scoring on it. Atlanta not backing down despite their big lead. Young in the far corner. Poking and prodding at it. Chips the puck to the near side. Jarvis activates from the blue line. Gets it up top to Nolan. Rips a shot. Blocked in front. The rebound loose. Grizzlies clean up shop. Get out the center. And Gillette will just dump it in to get off for a line change. And this Maverik Center crowd getting a bit restless and unhappy. 5 minutes left in the second period. Atlanta up 3-0. Grizzlies dump it in. Friesen behind the net, scurries to the near side. Up top has Gansey, cross ice, one-timer from Stucker, reaches wide. At the end wall, Barbashev gets upended. Boudon lurking in the area, puck leaks in front of Septemfelter. On high alert, makes the save. And now Connors and Matir jostling behind the play as Walter cuts up ice. He is on hat-trick watch, drops it off for Nychuk. His cross-ice feed gets broken up by Barbashev. He'll look to center. Great active stick by Boudon. Hicks off the pass intended for Connors in the slot. Delayed penalty. And it's going against the Grizzlies. They touch up. 4:07 left in the second. Atlanta, for the first time tonight, heads to the equal electric power play. Timeout on the ice, will take one as well. We come back to Maverik Center. The Gladiators will look to make it a 4-0 hockey game as they head to the power play on the other side of the break.
This Thanksgiving, you can count on Kroger. You get up high quality and down low prices. Up high quality with our exclusive brands and down low prices on all your Thanksgiving needs. Because at Kroger, quality and low prices always come together. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Gladiators off to the eco-electric power play as Maxime Barbashev is in the box. 2 minutes for cross-checking. 15:53 into the second, and so Atlanta has the chance to extend its lead to 4. A pair from Walter, one from Scardina, has the Gladiators up by 3. First unit out there to start the power play. Boudon will take the face-off with Walter, Sylvester, Nychuk, and Young. And a bit of a false start on the face-off. Looks like Boudon's getting tossed. Alex Young will step in to take it. Right. Gladiators went 0 for 3 on the power play on Wednesday night. As off the face-off victory, Nychuk goes across to Sylvester. Nychuk takes it in, back in the high slot, fires, looking for a tip-in from Walter. Ends up going wide. Now Sylvester chips it to the line. Nychuk holds, drifting towards his left, finds Young, left circle. Back up top to Nychuk. Cross ice, Sylvester, one-timer, absorbed by Wells. He freezes with 1:32 left on the penalty to Barbashev. 3:39 left in the second. Face off to the left of Dylan Wells. Sylvester from the right point turns it over to Lepster. Grizzlies forward able to chip it out to center. Nychuk able to track it down, although he is being pestered by Grattan. Grizzlies did score a shorthanded goal from Evan Friesen on Wednesday. First time the Gladiators had allowed one all season long. Young on the right wing takes it in, pestered by Hansen Bukata. Jolts it back up to the line for Nychuk, goes cross ice to Boudon. Now Sylvester from the left wing, tries to chuck it back across. Grizzlies get in front of it. Boudon diving, tries to keep it alive at the line, but is forced out to center. So with 54 seconds left on the power play, come right back in, but Utah gets in front of it. There's a break shorthanded for Hansen Bukata. Takes it in, skating backwards, and will just slide it down and shave off some time. 40 seconds left on the penalty to Barbashev. Here's a turnover. Chance for Manning from the left wing. Fires. Shoulder save. Septemfelter. A little bit sloppy here from the Gladiators on the eco-electric power play. Scoreless on the man advantage in their last 2 games after scoring in 4 straight. Seems to be a roller coaster when it comes to the eco-electric power play. This is their first chance of the night. 15 seconds left on it. Maybe one last chance as Mickey Burns skates over the red line. Goes right down Broadway. Feeds it right side. Nolan to the line. Conroy cross ice. Francis. One-timer off the glove of Wells. Rebound available, and Utah sweeps it away. And that'll do it for the eco-electric power play. So the Gladiators 0 for 1 on the man advantage tonight. But they do still have a 3-0 lead. Kalen Lind surges in on the left side. Drop pass, shot, Cipollo, blocked by Barbashev. And now the rebound taken in by Connors. Wanted to fling it wing to wing, looking for Friesen. Ends up going back behind the cage, no icing. Septemfelter thought about playing it, but Gladiators had it covered. Cipollo up ice, feeds it right wing. Lind gains the circle and shoots. Save made by Wells. 1:28 left in the second period. As Grizzlies will just pop the puck in on the right to Septemfelter. Lind takes it in center ice. From the red line, wires it into the far corner, gets off for a line change. We approach the final minute here of the second period. Jarvis at the red line, catapults it in deep. Wells slows it down and leaves it for Hansen Bukata. Final minute of the second period. Atlanta up 3-0. Ends. Jams it off the wall, bounces oddly in front of Septemfelter. A chance backhanded, goes wide of the goal mouth. Genev in front, second opportunity. Ness in front, shut down by Septemfelter, and the Gladiators skated out of danger. Utah's probably their best chance of the period. Bit of a chaos play after the strange bounce off the boards on the dump-in. Jarvis takes a check at the end wall. Able to locate Robalati as D partner. 23 seconds left in the period. They turn it over to Manning. Has Geniev on the left wing. Has some open space. Geniev shoots high and wide. Momentum carries the puck to the line. Gansky keeps it alive. 12 seconds left. Dishes left wing. Manning pulls up. Juggles it. 6 seconds around the net. Geniev on the backhand. Centers. Nobody home. And the second period comes to an end. And a very, very frustrated Maverik Center crowd watches the Gladiators go into the locker room with a 3-0 lead after 2 periods of play in the Rockies. Isaac Walter with a pair. Ethan Scardina with the second of his pro career as Atlanta up by a trio. Grizzlies still searching for answers. Shot count 19-60 in favor of Utah. Coming up next on the Gladiators Broadcast Network, the second intermission report. We'll talk about the first 2 periods. Look ahead to period number 3. And of course, check in on the YouTube live chat. Comment your thoughts below if you're still awake on tonight's game. It's been another classic between the Gladiators and the Grizzlies, and Atlanta once again is up big, 3-0 after 2 periods of play.
Feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Sometimes life's collisions leave us feeling off balance. But at 100% Chiropractic, we know how to get you back on track. We don't just straighten you out, we empower you.
We educate you on how to get to the root cause and give you a play-by-play strategy on how to get you back to 100%.
We even use lasers.
Lasers!
Our $49 first experience includes a complete set of comprehensive chiropractic x-rays, a fit 3D scan, and your first life-changing adjustment. Visit us and break the ice. Discover the power of chiropractic care at 100%.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
The Gladiators are taking care of business here in enemy territory in the foothills of the Rockies. In fact, right, actually in the heart of the Rockies. We are close to some foothills right up on the Wasatch Mountain Range, right up where the University of Utah is, where I went to school. Very beautiful view from Maverik Center. Inside, even better view on the scoreboard. Gladiators up 3-0 through 2 periods of play. Guy Chiarenza here with you on a Friday night. 10:40 in the Eastern time zone, 8:40 here local time in the Mountain time zone. So if you are still awake, congratulations. I applaud you. You are one of the Gladiators' biggest fans, and you have seen them jump out to a 3-0 lead here. And my family is sitting here right below me, all wearing those Jersey Frenzy jerseys. Jared Youngman with here is his family as well. They're wearing the Jersey Frenzy jerseys as well. And the family got pretty loud in the second period. During one of the TV timeouts, my dad said, Gladiators are pretty good this year. That they are. Atlanta with a 3-0 lead. And yes, they are very, very good. Appear to be on their way to a 16-5 start to the campaign. And Matt Ginn and Zach Vanell have this team playing some kind of way, and that way is Gladiators hockey, baby. They have done an excellent job so far this season, and they show no signs of slowing down. 3-0 lead through 2 periods. Here's how it shook down. Gladiators opened up the game with a goal from Isaac Walter. What else is new? Business is booming for the Gladiators, and business is booming for Isaac Walter. The rookie gets back on the score sheet, extends his goal-scoring streak to 3 straight games. That ties Ryan Nolan for the longest such stretch in a Gladiators uniform this season. And Isaac Walter's sensational start to his rookie campaign continues. Assists on that goal from Louis Boudon and Cody Sylvester. Atlanta struck first for the 3rd straight game. That goal coming 9:39 into the first period. And Gladiators able to get on the board again to start the 2nd period. As Walter again. Walter scores 11:08 into the middle frame. Assists from Cody Sylvester, Louis Boudon. Walter now with a pair. 5 goals in his last 3 games. 2 goals in each of his last 2 games. He's on hat-trick watch. We haven't had a hat-trick this year, although something tells me Isaac Walter is looking for a little bit more here tonight. Had 3 points on Wednesday, already 2 tonight. Gladiators continuing to soar to new heights. And Ethan Scardina gets on the score sheet as well. Gets the Gladiators' 3rd goal, 12:58 into the 2nd period. Cisco to Nychuk and Mateer. And Atlanta has a 3-0 lead. So let's go back to Walter's 2nd goal of the day. And it was an excellent pass for Cody Sylvester. You want to talk about the vision and the precision of that pass. Sylvester, not a lot of time, not a lot of space. Just precise into a passing lane, flings it right onto the stick of Walter. Really all he has to do is put his stick in the right place at the right time and angle that puck into the back of the net. And so Walter, on that goal, ends up getting goal number 11 of the season, leads the team in the goal-scoring department, but the vision from Cody Sylvester makes that play happen, and Walter got a stick on it. They do get the goal to Walter, although it did look, at first glance, the Grizzlies defender stick got on that puck as well, but they do give the goal to Walter, and he continues to put pucks in the back of the net. And don't want to say I told you so, but kind of called it back in the first intermission report. Ethan Scardina was playing a heck of a first period, seemed to be all over the ice, and he ends up getting rewarded in the 2nd period. And it's another great pass that sets up this play. Chad Nychuk, unbelievable start to the season. Just a perfect seam pass. Finds Scardina in the slot. He angles it into the back of the net. It's another tipping goal for the Gladiators. That's 2 of them. And Atlanta up by 3 through 2 periods of play. Shot count reads 19-16 in favor of the Grizzlies. Not a high shot volume by any means in this game. And for the Gladiators, wasn't very high shot volume on Wednesday either. But they're putting pucks in the back of the net, and they're getting the job done. And I gotta say, a lot of the quality chances for the Gladiators in this series this week, they've scored on. And as a result of that, that's why they've been up big, and that's why they've won big. Gladiators have just done a really good job of punching in their opportunities, and that's why they're up by 3. Here are some advanced stats from the 2nd period. Both teams go 0 for 1 on the power play in the middle frame. Gladiators are 2 for 2 on the PK, 0 for 1 on the power play. Scoring chances, 6-5 in favor of the Grizzlies. Gladiators continue to win the face-off battle, 9-7. They best Utah in the middle frame. Shots on goal in the 2nd period, 12 for Utah, 10 for Atlanta. Power play shots, 2 for the Gladiators, 1 for the Grizzlies. Hits are 7-4 in favor of Utah. The Gladiators managing the puck well, and that was one of the keys to the game. They have 5 turnovers in the 2nd period, the Grizzlies with 8. And so that is one of the other reasons why the Gladiators have scored 3 goals and have held the Grizzlies off the board. TJ Semptimphelter stopped 19 of 19 to this point. And Dylan Wells, 13 of 16. The Gladiators continuing to put pucks in the back of the net. Have a 3-0 lead after 2 periods of play. The Gladiators been leading after 2 this season, 10-0. Grizzlies been trailing after 2, 0-9. And so it seems like Atlanta is on their way to another big win. Talk about what they need to do in the 3rd period to make sure that that is a reality and not just speculation. We'll also take a look at our AHL affiliates, the Milwaukee Admirals, and what they're up to here tonight. And of course, we'll pop in and see what everybody's buzzing about in the YouTube live chat. Comment your thoughts on tonight's game. Tell me what you're up to, how you've passed the time waiting for today's game in the Eastern time zone, and what you've done to stay awake here as the night wears on. As we approach 10:48 local to our Eastern time, 8:47 local here in Utah. We're back on the other side of the break. Gladiators lead at 3-0 after 2 periods of play. This is the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Maverik Center in West Valley City, Utah.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the ECHL, celebrating its 38th season of affordable family entertainment. The ECHL would like to thank everyone in attendance for your support of ECHL hockey. The ECHL would also like to recognize the following league sponsors: AMI Graphics, exclusive signage provider; Athletic Knit, official jersey supplier; Baron Rings, official championship ring supplier; BFL Canada Insurance and Sutton Special Risk, sponsors of the 2026 ECHL Hall of Fame induction ceremony; Dash, official mobile auction platform; The Fairley Group, official commercial insurance provider; Flow Sports, exclusive streaming provider; Hotel Planner, official hotel reservations partner; Howie's Hockey Tape, exclusive hockey tape and lace provider; In Glasgow, exclusive puck provider; Prolific One, exclusive secondary ticketing partner; and Warrior, exclusive on-ice equipment provider and title sponsor of the 2026 ECHL All-Star Classic. Catch all of the ECHL action live in high definition by logging on to flowhockey.tv.
Been a great night for the Gladiators so far, up 3-0 after 2 periods of play. Last time we checked in on our AHL affiliate, the Milwaukee Admirals. Not so much the case. They were down 4-1 to Rockford last time we checked in, so let's see what Milwaukee is up to. Hopefully the Admirals able to come back, and oh boy, it looks like they might. 4-3, Rockford with the lead. 2:53 left in the third period. So maybe they just might do it. The Milwaukee Admirals trying to come back from 3 down against Rockford. We'll say they can do it at the end of the night. Milwaukee off to a good start to the year. Trying to get a win against their rivals here on a Friday night. Admirals back in action tomorrow night, back at home, taking on the Chicago Wolves at Milwaukee Panther Arena. Nashville Predators are off today. In fact, there's only 2 NHL games going on here today. One of them being right here in the Salt Lake Valley, Utah Mammoth taking on the Seattle Kraken. As this game is going on, Mammoth with the lead 2-1 over Seattle. And final earlier today, the St. Louis Blues take down the Chicago Blackhawks 3-2. Now back in our neck of the woods, see what's going on in the ECHL, the ever-changing hockey league. Seems like night in and night out. Something is always happening in our great league. We'll see what the scores are on the out-of-town scoreboard here today. And the Gladiators did a really nice job of winning games to start the season, and seems like they're neck and neck with the Florida Everblades for first place in the South Division to start the year. As I try and get my ECHL app to load, that's fine. I'll just go on the ECHL website, or you can go to atlantagladiators.com. Check out all the stuff there as well. So, take a look at the schedule here in the ECHL. Final from Friday last night. No, final from here today, actually. Those games are already over. Wow, that's weird. That's strange to see. Wow. We are in the Mountain Time Zone, so games in the Eastern Time Zone have already gone final. Huh. Who would have thought? What a concept. Savannah defeats Jacksonville 3-2 at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Much needed win for Savannah. And it brings them closer to that 4th playoff seed. And Jacksonville hanging around with the pack. Top 3 in the South Division, Florida, Atlanta, South Carolina in that order. Everybody else kind of duking it out for that final 4th seed. Top 4 in the division make the playoffs. Speaking of South Carolina, they defeat Greenville 4-3 in overtime at North Charleston Coliseum. So they stay on the Gladiators' heels. And a final from Estero at Hertz Arena. Florida Everblades defeat the Orlando Solar Bears 3-2. And so that is the loadout in the South Division. For all the other scores and stats from around the league, go to ECHL.com, website of our great league. Playing in its 38th season this year. Gladiators looking to get back to the playoffs and make some noise. And if they're playing anything like they are now for the rest of the year, they will definitely make it, and they will definitely have a chance to make some noise. Gladiators trying to win their first playoff game for the first time in 13 years. They've made the playoffs twice in that span, but it is a new era of Gladiators hockey, and that is apparent with the 3-0 lead here in West Valley City, and that is apparent with the 15-5 record coming into the day. So, take a look at what's going on our YouTube live chat. Got a lot of familiar faces here in the chat. One of them, new one. Gear me out. Never seen you before, but welcome. Says Utah has to be frustrated, and they are. There are a lot of frustrated Grizzlies fans in the building here tonight. Better crowd than what we saw on Wednesday. And honestly, all things considered, not a bad crowd considering that the NHL club, the Utah Mammoth, are playing at Delta Center, which is about 20, 30 minutes away from here. But they were frustrated in the second period. There were some boopers that came out. Gladiators just frustrating their opposition here tonight. Tracy Hayes trying to stay awake, but I don't think I'll make it. Oh, Tracy, no, you got to find a way to stick it out. This one's going to be a fun ride to the finish. Gladiators putting on a great performance here tonight. You got to stick it through. Justin Burke is still awake. Good to see you, buddy. Fuzzy sitting at the kitchen table munching on stuff shouldn't be munching on after 8 o'clock. Yeah, you know what happens. And you know what? You get a free pass because it's a Gladiators game day. Anything goes on a game day in the food department. Daniel says, I've been through thick and thin with this team, but definitely more fun when we perform like this. Yes, that is very much true. Gladiators have been a really fun team to watch this season. Been a lot of fun calling their games this year. They're exciting, night in and night out. And talking to head coach Matt Ginn in the offseason, one of his hallmarks, something that he echoed every time we talked to him was win or lose. He wanted his team to fight to the final buzzer, and they've done just that. I can't think of a loss this season for the Gladiators, but they were out at the final buzzer. I mean, they always had a chance to come back and at least tie the game late in each game that they've played. So for the Gladiators, they really echo what their coaches preach. Done a really good job of sticking in games this season, and an even better job of winning them. Looking to close this one out here in the third and pick up their 16th win of the season. For perspective, the Gladiators last year total had 28 wins, and so they're well on their way to shattering that mark if they keep playing like this. Done a really good job here tonight. Karen with some cocoa in hand tonight. Ooh, that's a good drink of choice. Hot cocoa sounds really good right now. It is that time of the year. Season's greetings. Gladiators looking to gift their fans 2 more points during Friday night, and maybe 2 more tomorrow night, the final ever meeting between these two clubs. Tomorrow night is Teddy Bear Toss here at Maverik Center. Gladiators will look to try and spoil that tomorrow night. And so far, talked about before, been a very frustrating period for the Utah Grizzlies, and that is what the Gladiators do best. They frustrate their opponents, and they win. They'll look to keep that up in the third period. Atlanta 3, Utah nothing. That concludes this second intermission report. The third period awaits on the other side of the break. Atlanta looking for win number 16 on the year. We'll see if they can close it out, or if the Grizzlies have a comeback in them. When we come back to the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Maverik Center.
Desserts are popping up on crumble train. More than just cookies. The lineup changing weekly.
Desserts now in rotation.
Grizzlies and Gladiators both back out on the ice for the start of the third period. Grizzlies wearing white jerseys with black numbers and professional green trim will skate from right to left in the third period. Gladiators wearing their night mode jerseys, black jerseys, baby blue trim. Inspired by the Atlanta Knights back in the day. White numbers, they skate from left to right. In the third period, Atlanta up by 3 thanks to 2 goals from Isaac Walter. And another from Ethan Scardina. Looking to close this one out in the Rockies. Utah wins the opening draw of the third period. Gansky slides it to the right wing. Utah trying to get to work, and they do have a lot of work to do, staring down the barrel of a 3-goal hole. Puck up for grabs behind Septemfelter, behind the cage. Barbashev can't stuff it in. Francis Wheels it to the neutral zone. Pass behind Nolan. The Gladiators do control. Francis leaves it for Nolan at the blue line. Stays on side. Puck is pushed to the slot. Gansky intercepts on the feed intended for Young. And the Grizzlies get to their own blue line and a little bit more. Barbashev weaves away from the Gladiator forecheck. Fresh off the bench is Sylvester. Grizzlies trying to find an avenue to move up ice, but Gladiators not giving it to them. This is when the Gladiators are at their best. And when they win the neutral zone, as Sylvester takes it in, right side shot off the stick of Hansen Bukata and out of play, 58 seconds into the third. With the goals in the second period, Gladiators have now scored a second period goal in 5 straight games. And they'll look to break this streak here in the third. Gladiators have allowed a third period goal in 8 straight games, 1 in each of the last 8 third periods. And for the sake of TJ Septemfelter and what he's working on right now, hope that that trend comes to an end. Grizzlies roll out to center. Geniev peels back. Slots it ahead off the stick of Ness. Back to Geniev. Slingshots him to the left wing. He'll shoot. Low shot stopped by Septemfelter. Now another from the right wing goes wide of the goal mouth. And Conroy able to push it to the line, but not out. Good keep by Geniev. The rookie for Utah scrambles down the right wing. Exchanges with Timofeyev. Now at the line, Hansen Bukata brushes it right wing. Hansen Bukata at the line. Make that Weinstein at the line. Takes a shot as Hansen Bukata goes off. Block from the Gladiators, sends the puck out of the zone. One from no man's land. Sponged up by Septemfelter. 18:21 left in the third. Face-off on the far circle. Cipolone will take this face-off for Atlanta, going up against Evan Friesen. Cipolone did have an assist last night. Grizzlies come away with it off the face-off. Gilat gets crunched on the far wall by Robilotti. Jarvis out of the traffic jam, tries to lift it out of his own ice. With help from Cipolone, they do just that. Puck bumbling around, here's a steal for Friesen, leaves it for Gilat. He'll shoot off the stick of Jarvis and away from Septemfelter. Textbook defensive play from Andrew Jarvis, gets a stick on that chance. Friesen still with it, right side shot, Septemfelter the save. Puck is loose, and skating out of the way is Cipolone. Somehow able to locate it, skate it out of danger. Gladiators still lead 3-0. Here is Cipolone up ice, backhand chance, just wide of Wells. That's a 200-foot shift for Joey Cipolone, and it's not over yet. Angle off the stick of Denemy, and now he will go off. 71 with a big shift there for Atlanta. Now on comes the fourth line, Scardina, Morgan, and Burns. And I felt like this line has played really well so far here tonight. As Metzir almost gets clotheslined with a stick, trying to reel in a loose puck. No call to be found. Manning slithers to the red line, tries to pile drive his way in. Gladiators bucks him off. And now Gansky will possess for Utah. Gansky, big guy, pushing it to the right wing. Now on the left side, Manning steers it around the horn to the right corner for Lebster. He changes with Grattan, back to Lebster, sharp shot, blockered away by Septemfelter. Now Morgan rainbows it out to center, reeled in by Stucker, plays it up ahead for Manning. Quick touch pass, and it's on the stick of Grattan. Tried to feed it to his right, ends up hitting a stick, and so Gansky now standing tall at 6'7", 209. Blasts it into the Gladiators zone, and Atlanta retaliates by moving up ice. Grizzlies get it back on the right wing. Friesen gets to the circle and shoots. He's off a body in front of Septemfelter. The rebound handled by Burns, gets tripped up. No penalty to be found. And now Young enters Grizzlies territory. At the right point, fires it around the horn to Nolan on the left wing, reels it in the corner, whacks it to Francis, hops over his stick and is left for Young on the near wall. Turns towards the net, Young shoots, deflection in front, rebound available. Friesen's got it for Utah, plays it to the line, Conroy activates from there. into action. Tried to squirm down the left wing. Gets rubbed off the puck. Atlanta rotates it back around the horn. And at the line, Conroy leaping. Keeps it in. From glove to stick, plays it in front. Chance for Young. Stopped by Wells. Francis with the puck from the right circle. Plays it to Nolan. Looking backdoor for Young. Pass away from him. Conroy takes it in. Exchanges with Francis. With speed. Cycles and shoots. Blocker save Wells. Rebound to Conroy. And boy, do the Gladiators have the Grizzlies on their heels. Francis, toe drag on the left wing. Loses it to Hanson Bukata. And he will clear the zone. The Grizzlies will get a much-needed partial line change. Francis back on his horse. Drops it for Conroy. He'll shoot. Save Wells. Timofeyev has the loose puck. Gets divorced from it. Walter tries to sidestep into Grizzlies territory. Plays it back to Robolati. And now Boudon will carry in. Looks to center. Sylvester in front. Has it ripped away by Geniev. The rookie for Utah comes in on the left side. Goes across. Kicked in front. Backdoor Geniev. Couldn't reel it in. Robolati now. Cross ice. Dumps it off his own man. And Walter. Puck is snatched up by Stucker, former member of the Reading Royals, was acquired in a trade from Reading on Wednesday for Ty Voigt. Sees the puck spindle back in his own end. It's checked by Denemy on the end wall. Fights to try and hang on to it. Gladiators look to force a turnover, but Utah hangs on. Here is Felton pushing it to the right. Shot from there. Stopped by Septenfelter. The net behind comes off. As crashing into the net was Timofeyev. Lind was there pushing him in, and now some bad blood right near Septenfelter. Lind in the thick of it. What else is new? Timofeyev for Utah. We might get a penalty shot here. See what we got. Timeout on the ice. We'll take one as well. We'll see what the verdict is when we come back. Timofeyev crashing into the net. Season's greetings from Kalen Lind. We're back after this.
Everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's. This job is easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
Back at Maverik Center. The motion from the referee was just to direct the face-off out of the zone, although it looks very similar to what you might see from a penalty shot, but none to be had. Face-off in front of the Gladiators bench. No penalties either. Just 13:59 left in the third, and Atlanta up by 3. We got two fans trying to chug a beer as we come back. Oh, she just might do it. Oh, she's wearing down. No, she's not going to do it. Got about halfway. Gansky up ice off the stick of Lebster. Reels it in the near corner. Nychuk defending, tries to probe the puck away off his stick. Utah hangs on. Manning from the right circle fires. Septenfelter fights it off. And Lind able to maneuver out the center and lift it off the glass and deep into Grizzlies territory. From the point, Nychuk creeping in, keeps the play alive, finds Cipolone in the far corner, wheels it over to the near side for Lind. At top, Mateer's shot, stick breaks, 2-on-1 up ice for Utah. More like 2 and 1.5. Mateer without his stick. Stucker, toe drag, backhand shot over the cage, rebound, kept out by Septenfelter. Sorcery at the goal line. Great chance for Utah, their best of the night. And a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill keeps it out for Atlanta. Unfortunate play for Mateer. Stick breaks. It's a 2-on-1.5 up ice. With Mateer without his stick, they drop it off to Stucker. Nice nifty little move. Get some separation. Throws a popper right in front of the net. Get a good look at it in-house. And kind of just floats off the post. Plops down on the far side, and Semptimphelter dives to keep it out of the net. But out of all that, more bad luck for Mateer. He is in the penalty box. Penalty on Atlanta. Back to the Beaver Toyota and Mazda. Penalty kill. Utah to the man advantage. The Grizzlies with a chance to cut into this 3-goal deficit. And Mickey Burns will move up ice. Short-handed, Burns fires high and wide. Mateer in the box, 2 for holding. As the Grizzlies on their 3rd power play of the night. Conroy gets tripped up, looking for a call, doesn't get it. Connors in the neutral zone, scrambles down the left wing. Connors surging behind the net on the backhand. Pops it up top, cross ice they go. Geniev will walk the line, feed it left from the half wall. Connors surveys, gets it to Felton at the line. Now Geniev right circle, goes across, looking for the one-timer from Connors, but it's broken up by an active stick and sent out to the neutral zone. Grizzlies prod it to the end wall. Les takes a spill. Robelati steps in, flings the puck down. It's a clear for the Gladiators. Into the final minute of the penalty to Mateer. 55 seconds left on it. 12:03 left in the 3rd period. Manning leaves it for Lebster. Slingshots him into motion on the left wing. Lebster fires high and wide. Momentum carries the puck out to center. Hanson Bukata forced to retrieve. Here on this Grizzlies power play. Gotta watch out for Danny Geniev. Leads the team with 7 power play assists. It's a shot by Timofeyev. Goes wide of Semptimphelter. At the line, Hanson Bukata, cross ice, right circle, shot off a stick and away from Semptimphelter. Hard check at the end wall. Sends Lebster to the ice. Gladiators take the loose puck and ship it down to Wells for another clear. And that should just about do it for the penalty to Mateer. Manning back up ice, gains the attacking line. Mateer out of the box. We're back to even strength. 3 for 3 on the Beaver Toyota Mazda penalty kill on the Gladiators as Nolan bulldozes down the right wing. Mateer out of the box. Finds Nolan again from the goal line. Looks to center. And Nychuk got decked by Grattan as he tried to tip it in front. Bodies collide in the far corner. Nolan with Barbashev. 10:46 left in the 3rd period. Semptimphelter drops it to Nychuk on the near wall. Floats it ahead. Nolan with space. Tries to peel back. Feeling pressure from Weinstein. Looks to center off the stick of Francis. Puck is slapped to the near wall. At the line, Conroy spinning like a turnstile. Gets away from Gilat. Rushes left wing for a shot by Les. Kick save Wells. And the Grizzlies will skate it out. At the line, Stucker challenged. Gladiators peel back, complete a line change as Weinstein from the red line wires it from corner to corner. In the far wall, Jarvis is there, battling against Salem. Atlanta with numbers, able to possess the puck. 10 minutes left in the 3rd. At center, Walter takes it in at the red line, feeds it to Boudon, the Frenchman. With the play it back to Sylvester, moving on the right wing, taken away by Ness. Griffin Ness on the left wing, centers for Geniev, pass behind the intended target. Utah tries to speed into it on the right wing, but the Gladiators get the better of him. Sylvester fans on a stretch pass to Walter. Geniev, left wing, finds Timofeyev, glances off his stick, and Boudon has it again. Finds Sylvester, who gets upended at the red line. Got windmill John Elway style. And now the Gladiators trying to fight for their captain, who is back up on his feet. Cody Sylvester went head over heels on that hit, and it looks like they're going to get Griffin Ness for a penalty. Fans not happy about it. Gladiators do their 2nd power play of the night. Gonna show that hit on Sylvester again. Ness just low, gets him right above the knee. Sylvester helicopters head over heels over the red line. Thankfully for him, he's comes away from that unscathed. No injuries. Always good to see. Sprang right back up to his feet. Started barking at a couple of Grizzlies. Tripping is officially the call on Griffin Ness. And the Gladiators go to the power play, have a chance to ice this one. With 9:24 left in the third. Cody Sylvester with 2 assists tonight, now up to 300 assists in his pro career. Congratulations to Cody, another milestone night for the captain. Face off to the right of Wells. Atlanta on the man advantage. Young at the line, finds Boudon. Feeds it left wing, quick pass back to Young. Leaves it for Nychuk, will hold and shoot. Tipped in front, puck loose in the far corner. Walter exchanges with Young. Captain Cody Sylvester from the right wing. Takes it in, plays it to the goal line. Boudon is there, they trade places. Boudon to Sylvester, back up top. Nychuk to Boudon. Sylvester at the goal line, they trade places again. And the captain still hanging on, leaves it for Nychuk. Oh, almost a turnover there. Nychuk keeps it down low. Boudon looking backdoor for Young. Just couldn't quite connect on the finishing blow. Young across to Sylvester, right circle, he'll shoot. Glove save Wells. He stops the clock with 8:33 left in the third. 1:09 left on Atlanta's power play. Grizzlies win the defensive zone face-off. Slide it to the line, but Atlanta keeps it in. Burns from the far corner finds Lynn. Tries to go back up top to Nolan. Reaching, keeps it alive. Turns it over to Hansu Bukata, but a good effort there. Utah shorthanded, turns up ice. Conroy over the red line. Chips it over Blue, chases after it, Enns gets there first, tries to bang it out of the zone, and it does. 30 seconds left on the power play, second unit out there for Atlanta. Lind sauces it below the goal line, springs back to Cipollone on the wall, has Conroy at the blue line. Back to Cipollone, right point, leaves it for Nolan, steers it down to the goal line for Lind. Now Conroy at the line, back to Nolan. From the right circle, creeping in. Lind at the goal line, backhand feed, net comes off. Finds Conroy, but play is blown dead. Oh, that was a nifty move from Kalen Lind. No looker, backhand behind the back pass. You can only imagine what would have happened if the net hadn't come off. 6 seconds left on the penalty to Griffin Ness. 7:30 left in the third period, and some fans have already made up their minds, heading towards the exit. And that's what the Gladiators do, baby. Face-off on the near circle. Scardina will take it and win it. Conroy at the right point, creeps down the wall, feathers it to Morgan from around the cage, jolts it up top. Les from high to low finds Denemy at the end wall, tries to muscle his way out of a traffic jam, gets it to Scardina. Now Conroy walking the line, leaves it for Les. A bomb punched away by Wells. Now Conroy evades a check, looks to center. Scardina absorbs it. Can't quite reel it in though, and the Grizzlies will snap it out to center. 6:50 left in the third period. Brendan Les gets a lay of the land. He'll quarterback things for the Gladiators on their next breakout. Scardina, or make that Walter on the right wing, gains the red line. Wraps it around the boards to the left wing. Udon takes the puck, plays it back to Nychuk. Gladiators in no hurry. Gets stuffed at the Grizzlies' blue line. Walter reaching, gets the puck back. Udon over center circle, feeds it right wing for Sylvester. The captain stops on a dime, looks to center. Udon has got it. Just a squirm away from 3 Grizzlies and does. Sylvester hits the deck. Gladiators keep the puck at the line. Matier, cross ice, Nychuk from the left circle. Goes around the net, finds Sylvester. He'll shoot, and it's gobbled up by Wells. 5:57 left in the third period. Gladiators up 3-zip. We're going to close this one out on the other side of the break.
Gwinnett Fire and Emergency Services is ready to answer the call, but we'd rather prevent them. Our free home safety survey includes checking smoke alarms, identifying common hazards, and reviewing your family's home escape plan. Schedule yours today.
Gladiators and the Grizzlies doing battle here in the middle game of the 3-game set. All comes to an end tomorrow night. The final game of the 3-game set, final meeting ever between the Gladiators and the Grizzlies. 9:10 puck drop Eastern Time, 8:50 pregame show Eastern Time. Be there or be square. Don't really care what you have to do to get there. What do you have to do to stay awake? Energy drink, coffee. Maybe watch a couple episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond before. I don't care what you have to do. Figure it out, because I want to see you there. It's going to be an exciting finish to the 3-game set. Gladiators and Grizzlies. Once again, 9:10 puck drop Eastern Time, 8:50 Eastern Time is the pregame show. Be there or be square. Face off on the near circle in the Grizzlies zone. 5:57 left in the third period. Young wins the face-off. Nychuk from the right point gets crunched by Grattan. Manning juggling the puck, not once but twice. Gets it to Grattan, who feeds it into open space for Lebster. Reed Lebster on the right wing shoots wide of Semptimphelter. Now Young tries to reach for it on the near wing. Able to poke it out the center. Francis on the right wing has a step, drops it back. Nolan fires and scores! That'll do it! Ryan Nolan makes it a 4-0 hockey game. And the Gladiators have slammed the door shut. 5:29 left in the third. Ryan Francis has pro point number 100 on that goal to Ryan Nolan. Nolan extends his point streak to 5 games, 2 goals, 4 assists in that span. And the Gladiators have taken a commanding 4-0 lead at Maverik Center. So Ryan Nolan with the goal gets his 7th of the year from Francis and Young. Congratulations to Ryan Francis. Pro point number 100 with the assist. Ryan Nolan with the goal extends his point streak to 5. Another great night for the Gladiators offensively and defensively. Friesen on the right wing puts a shot on Semptimphelter. Easy stick save for the product of the University of North Dakota. At the line and shoots into traffic. It's blocked by Lind. He's feeling it, but bumbles in front. Ow! And it ends up in the back of the nets. The bid for Semptimphelter on the shutout comes to an end. The Grizzlies able to solve him. Connors with the redirect makes it 4-1. He almost had it. TJ Septemfelter was on his way to his second pro shutout. And Riley Connors had other ideas. He gets the last stick on it. Grizzlies hit it to the back of the net. And that hits a couple of things. It's the stick of a Gladiator, maybe not once but twice, and then Connors the last one to it. Screen Septemfelter and TJ looking to the rafters. Tough pill to swallow. He's played great tonight. Definitely deserved that shutout, but have to wait another day. So it's a 4-1 game as the puck is vaulted out of play with 4:36 left in the third. Goal belongs to Riley Connors. Assists go to Colby Enns and Evan Friesen. Goal coming with 4:57 left in the third period. Makes it a 4-1 game. And so now we'll see if the Grizzlies, now once again down by 3, I like to pull Dylan Wells, empty out the net, get the extra attacker, and inch closer. Geniev from the left wing, chips it to the near corner. Grizzlies crash into it there. Wells still between the pipes. Gladiators knock it to center. Around they go. Skardina charges up, ice, stands up, Timofeyev just bulldozes him. Grizzlies do have the puck though as Geniev is cut off by Brendan Less. We've got a penalty here. Interference is going to be the call. And Ryan Conroy trying to argue his case, but he's going to need a better lawyer. Emil Sharon having none of it. But Conroy's going to take a seat in this game. It's a little more interesting. 3:56 left in the third. Grizzlies to the power play. They are down by 3. We'll see if now they do gamble a bit. Pull Wells, get an extra attacker in. Looks like Wells is going to stay for the moment. And it was after the whistle. Conroy stood up. I believe it was Griffin Ness. Throws a check away from the play. And so Conroy takes a seat. 3:56 left in the third. Grizzlies to the power play. 5-on-4. Lebster at the right point has some space. At the line, Anse Bukata back to Lebster. Right circle shot blocked. Rebound to Lebster. Swipes at it, pushes it to the left wing for Timofeyev. The former Swamp Rabbit gets it to the line. Anse Bukata goes across. Lebster returns the favor. Anse Bukata fires off the end wall. Mateer takes a whack at it, gets it to Sip alone, but Anse Bukata keeps it in the zone. Second effort from Mateer, clears it out to center. 1:25 left on the Grizzlies' power play. Anse Bukata at the right wing. Pokes it to Manning. Takes in the return feed. Sauces it across to Timofeyev. Centering feed. One-timer by Grattan is blocked from the right circle. Manning fires. That goes wide of Septemfelter. Down the near corner. Grizzlies move from low to high. Anse Bukata cross ice to Manning. Fakes the one-timer. Goes across. Timofeyev juggles and bobbles. Plays it to the goal line. And back up top they go. Anse Bukata doesn't shoot. Timofeyev will. And Septemfelter is there to meet it. Stops time with 2:45 left in the third. 49 seconds left on the penalty to Conroy. Been a good night here for the Gladiators on the Beaver, Toyota, and Mazda penalty kill. Face-off on the near circle. Boudon will take it. Out there with Mateer, Burns, and Jarvis on the PK. Grizzlies sending back out their first power play unit. As Mateer out the face-off victory, slams it down to Wells. Felton will retrieve. Long pass taken in by Geniev at the Gladiator blue line. Darts to the goal line. Wells off to the bench. Sharp angle shot from Connors is stopped by Septemfelter. So 6-on-4 for Utah with the net empty. Friesen on the right wing takes in the puck. Drops it down to the corner. Barbashev trying to return it back and does. Feeling some pressure from Jarvis. Grizzlies escape the heat. Felton one-timer. Blocked in front. On the left wing, Grizzlies kick it to the high slot. Friesen. Sauce's right wing to Hansen Bukata. Gladiators are back to full strength. 6 on 5 with the net empty. And Atlanta ices the puck with 1:45 to go. Personnel out there for the Gladiators. Jarvis, Conroy, Mateer, Boudon, and Burns. So interesting look with the 6 on 5. Gladiators opting for 3 defensemen and 2 forwards. Really trying to salt this one away. Grizzlies out the face-off, kick it to the line. Hansen Bukata brushes left wing. Timofeyev back up top as the return feed. On the left wing, scans the ice. Connects with Hansen Bukata again. Back to Timofeyev. Gladiators do a nice job of keeping them at the line. Timofeyev shoots. Flexion in front. Puck goes wide. Clearing attempt is held in. Another shot steered wide of Septemfelter. Hansen Bukata sauces it to the goal line. Grattan gets checked hard by Jarvis. Delayed penalty here. It's going against Utah. High sticking. And it's going to go on Grattan. So that'll change things a bit here for the Grizzlies in their approach. Wells comes back out. 1:13 left in the third. And barring a miracle for the Grizzlies, that should just about do it. As well, Jarvis crunched Grattan on the end wall, took a stick up high. That's the reason for the penalty. And we see a face-off to the right of Dylan Wells. Louis Boudon will take this against Gansky, the defenseman, and wins it Sylvester to Young. Gladiators on the Eco-Electric power play. As Sylvester to the near corner, exchanges with Boudon. Lurking, looking, dishes back up top. Nychuk has it. They'll sauce it back to the Frenchman. From the high slot, fires, fought off by Wells. The rebound goes to Young, but he can't get a shot away. It was brought down off balance. Now Nychuk from the blue line activates and brushes it to the right wing. Sylvester to Walter. He'll shoot. Shot goes wide. Rebound pulled in by Sylvester. 35 seconds left in regulation. Grizzlies clear. Nychuk loves it down. Spins in the neutral zone. It goes cross ice to Boudon. Young off the wall finds Boudon. Walter in front of the net looking for goal number 3. Can he stuff it in? Yes! Isaac Walter with the hat trick puts the cherry on top. It's a power play goal for Atlanta. 5-1 the score. Isaac Walter with the hattie. And the Gladiators will take the middle game of the 3-game set. Isaac Walter with the hat trick. And more Gladiator fans in the building. Might see a couple of hats, but a lot of the Grizzlies fans have already headed for the exits. Atlanta up 2,000 miles away. But for Isaac Walter, tip of the cap here from press row. First hat trick of the year belongs to the Swede. Louis Boudon saw him streaking in. First attempt got stopped by Wells, fell on his backside, but Walter jamming at it. Able to pump that puck in. Isaac Walter, 3 on the night from Boudon and Nychuk. Makes it a 5-1 game. 6 seconds left in the third period. Puck leaps into the air one last time. Simmered down in the corner. And the Atlanta Gladiators with another beatdown on the Grizzlies. 5-1 your final score. Isaac Walter with the hat trick.
Thanks for coming out, fans. Your final score is the Atlanta Gladiators 5 and your Utah Grizzlies 1. Remember, tomorrow night, the Teddy Bear Toss.
Dominance from the Gladiators again. Grizzlies left looking for more answers. They've been outscored 11-4 over their last 2 games. And the Atlanta Gladiators improve to 16-5. Winners of their last 3. The sky is the limit. Talk all about it on the other side. The break in the post-game show. Atlanta back to bigger and better things. They win this one by 4. Final score, Gladiators 5, Grizzlies 1. Post-game show coming up after this. Final score from the Maverik Center, Gladiators 5, Grizzlies 1. The Gladiators have done it again. They win this one by 4. They have outscored the Grizzlies 11-4 over the last 2 games. Incredible stuff for the Gladiators. They are showing no signs of jet lag. Any effects from elevation, you can throw that out the window. Gladiators with another big win, improved to 16-5 on the campaign. And it's a milestone night for a couple of reasons. Let's break it down. Isaac Walter gets his first of the night, 9:39 into the first period from Louis Boudon and Cody Sylvester. Makes it 1-0 Atlanta through 20. Tight game after 20 minutes of play, but Gladiators really able to break out as the night went on. Second period, Walter's got another tapping goal from Cody Sylvester, Louis Boudon, 11:08 into the second period. Ethan Scardina in a similar scoring play scores a minute and 50 seconds later after the Walter's second goal from Atir and Nychuk. Makes it a 3-0 Gladiator lead, and that is where we were through 2 periods of play. Head to the third period, more scoring, more Gladiators, and the Grizzlies fans are headed for the exits. Ryan Noling gets in on the fun from Francis and Young, 14:31 into the third. Riley Connors does get on the board for the Grizzlies, ending Semptimphelter's shutout bid with 4:57 left in the third period. Makes it a 4-1 game. Grizzlies had a chance on the power play, couldn't convert. Gladiators get one of their own late in the third period. And Isaac Walter seals the deal. Hat-trick goal for Walter. Comes with just 17 seconds left. Boudon and Nychuk the assist. Isaac Walter with the tip of the cap for those of you back at home. Throwing your hats across your living room. First hat-trick of the year. Comes here on the road to Maverik Center. Isaac Walter with a trio. Now up to 12 goals on the season, leads the team in that department. And I think I have a good idea as to who our player of the week is going to be. Isaac Walter just can't stop scoring. Now has 5 goals in his last 2 games. It's a 3-game goal-scoring streak. Unbelievable stuff for Walter. And he and the Gladiators get out of the building with a 5-1 win. Gladiators go 4 for 4 on the penalty kill, 1 for 3 on the power play, and end up winning this game 5-1. Grizzlies outshoot the Gladiators 29-27, which means TJ Semptimphelter here tonight stops 28 of 29, comes oh so close to the shutouts, just doesn't get there. Dylan Wells, 22 of 27 in the loss for Utah, sets the stage for an exciting finish to the all-time series between these two clubs. Final game ever between these two clubs tomorrow night here at Maverik Center. Gladiators and the Grizzlies do it one more time for old time's sake. Gladiators are now 5-0-1 here at Maverik Center. And they have just taken the 10th all-time meeting between these two clubs. Tomorrow, the 11th, will be the last. And so for the Gladiators, they just keep getting better and better. They are legit. This team is for real. And they have really frustrated the Utah Grizzlies over the last 2 games and really frustrated their fans. And tomorrow night is tend to be Teddy Bear Toss night here at Maverik Center. TJ Septemfelter came very close to that shutout here tonight. Ethan Hyder is looking to be on track to start tomorrow for the Gladiators. He had a good night on Wednesday. Hyder's due for a shutout this season. We'll see if the Gladiators can really spoil the Grizzlies' weekend and hold them off the board for Teddy Bear Toss tomorrow night. Been a very exciting season series between these two clubs. The Grizzlies have fought hard in all these games, but the Gladiators have won all 4 of them here this season against Utah. Look to get the clean sweep tomorrow night in the 5th and final meeting this season. Gladiators have been dominant at Maverik Center this season, dominant on the road. Atlanta now with this road win picks up their 7th road win of the season, 7-3 on the road. And hey, it's one of those things where if you want to be a good road team or want to be a good playoff team, just a good team in general, you got to find ways to win games on the road. And Gladiators have done that this season, 7-3 in enemy territory. Done a fantastic job this year. 3 stars of the game. 3rd star, Cody Sylvester. Milestone night for him. Cody Sylvester, 2 assists here tonight. Now up to 300 pro assists in his career. The milestones just keep on racking up for the veteran. Another great night for him. He's your 3rd star. TJ Septemfelter comes oh so close to the shutouts. That's 20 of 29. Septemfelter, your 2nd star. Gets win number 8 on the campaign. And your 1st star is Isaac Walter. Saw that one coming from a mile away. Walter, 3 goals here tonight. Is the first hat trick for the Gladiators this season. And for Walter and the Gladiators, that is Atlanta's first hat trick since January 12th of 2025. Cody Sylvester had 3 in a 5-3 victory over the Cincinnati Cyclones at Gas South Arena. Atlanta takes this one by the final score of 5-1. Get you guys back on here tomorrow for the final game of the nightcap in the ECHL. Be there or be square. Atlanta and Utah for the final time ever. Tomorrow night right here at Maverik Center. 9:10 puck drop, 8:50 pregame show. For those of you in the Eastern time zone, for those of you here in the Mountain time zone, 7:10 puck drop, 6:50 pregame show. Make sure you're with there. It's going to be a fun one. The Gladiators have been scoring at will. Isaac Walter has been a monster for the Gladiators. And Ike the Hunter has slayed the Grizzlies here tonight. 3 on the board, 5-1. Your final from the Rockies. I'm Guy Chiarenza saying good night and so long. We'll see you back tomorrow night here on the Gladiators Broadcast Network from Maverik Center.